immediately, yeah.
Wait, how much time do you have before the move e5?
Okay, 124, and now he's thinking already for
18 minutes.
Yeah, 18 minutes.
And I saw when you passing this, now he looked at the board, was like
interesting position. First time I see in my life, yeah. By the way, I mean recently now in the St. Louis tournament, it was played this variation: d5, bishop d5, and knight d7. Okay, which is one of the main, let's say. This was the game of West Bestow against Saturov. Yeah.
This 97 is also what I recommend with my course with my coach on chess club. So because this is becoming
okay, yeah. I'm also recommending without courses to my students that it's 97. Yeah.
Yeah, because we can show that one of the main moves is 94.
Okay. Yeah, and after 94 we have this long theory. Yeah. I know that black here can play this tricky line. By the way, do you know it? Do you know this line?
I didn't play it. So.
Here black second, and here you can make a draw immediately. Like takes. How is the draw here? It was a perpetual with sacrifice of the queen. Take. Black takes immediately on f2 or first? Yeah, maybe immediately on f2. Takes. King f1. Takes. Takes. King f8. So taking the rook is losing because bishop a6. White plays the move like
9.
No, something for queen to d1, queen to e2. I don't remember. Queen to d3 maybe. And oh, it was a funny draw here. Okay, I don't remember now, but yeah, 94. Bishop c5 is one of the moves. Of course, bishop d7 is the main. And instead, what do we have? Instead, we have Sugirev that is still thinking.
No, this is shocking.
And 94. Look.
Wow.
He did play the so maybe he knew.
I just don't understand. But if you prepare something like this, you don't have to spend 20 minutes on this. Because
no, actually, its explanation is very simple. He didn't prepare this exactly for this game. So you don't prepare such variation. Probably you just prepare it like you look at this variation, let's say a couple of weeks ago, 1, 2 weeks, and you don't remember exactly the moves yet. And you spend your time to be sure that you remember everything there. There is no danger, and you know how to play. Yeah. And if you say yes, okay, yeah, I go for it. If no, you go to the main line. Yeah, it's.
Can we take a look at the early move just to see maybe Jose Martinez surprised Sugirev with the scotch? Maybe that was the reason he went for it.
It was a scotch move, yeah.
Okay,
and now bishop c4, knight f6.
Okay, here he starts spending time. So basically, after bishop c4, he already started to spend time because he was not accepting the scotch gambit.
Yes, yeah, this is probably the whole story.
And then, continuation of this, what you said, he prepared against one of the games already.
Yeah, probably not for today's game. Yes. Probably some, I don't know, days ago, weeks ago.
Maybe previous tournament.
Yeah, exactly. This happens. By the way, I don't know, what do you recommend here in your courses about move bishop?
Sorry, I play the courses with black.
With black.
So this 97 is a recommendation from black.
So here nothing, yeah, no recommendation. By the way, if you like force variations and you like to take a risk and to grab a pawn and take some risk. Yeah, this bishop b4 is very interesting. It is really interesting. I mean, you just want to punish white for giving the pawn. But it's okay, it's so complicated. I mean, you just sacrifice one more pawn, takes, and something like castle here, and here everything starts. It's crazy. Okay, so 94. Oh, 94, queen e2. Sorry, bishop. No. What was played?
And then
queen e2 was played.
Knight c5.
Knight c5 and c3, yeah?
And everything played instantly by Jose Martinez. He's ready for this.
Yeah. Okay, he's very well known on, let's say, in online online games. He plays all these tricky variations. Like he knows it quite well. And okay, and here if you don't want to go to any, let's say, force line, just give the pawn back.
Yeah, and it's very important that you say you play d3, you don't give up the pawn on d4, because then the pawn takes under the d4, white is having this huge center, so the d3 move is very important. And also, at some moments, it's a very schematic idea. Also in other positions, d3 move, because if you take on c3, you're helping white, right? And white will take with a knight on c3, you will still keep the pawn, you will be up a pawn, but then the development will be definitely lacking. White will have such a huge activity of the pieces.
So from your courses too, yeah?
Okay, this is
Okay.
d3, but not this position.
Okay, so who knows, maybe I'll buy your course one day. Some interesting things. Okay. So he's still thinking, yeah, but what else then? Can we just keep the pawn with knight e6 move? I don't like this move, but let's try. Let's try.
Wow.
I don't want to give the pawn back.
Materialistic approach.
Yes, yes.
The pawn is a pawn.
Pawn is a pawn. Especially you want to win the game, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
Just grab a pawn and say, okay, show me.
Show me what you want.
Yes, so now what? What do we do? Castle? Bishop takes e6? Probably not, yeah? You don't give such a bishop. Castle? One idea. h4, h5, h6?
What if you somehow
Typical.
take
on d4? Knight takes?
And then after knight takes, you take
Some bishop.
And now
No.
queen g4, queen g4, d6, queen
Queen d5.
yeah. Oh, yes, yes.
Or knight c2 check.
So queen e4.
Queen e4 and okay, I can go because knight e6 back.
Just getting activity.
And also I want to d5 takes. No, this is too much. Okay, knight e6 back.
Yeah, just okay, now at some moment there could be ideas to push f4, but no, maybe not now because bishop c5 immediately coming.
The castle goes knight c3.
By the way, I see there are two games. Look at this.
Yeah, and by the way, played at a very good level.
Oh, Shams Sargsyan played with white.
Yeah, and Azaro with black. I mean, 6 grandmaster. With 𝐒𝐤𝐬𝐻 also great grandmasters. Okay, very interesting. This very interesting. This to me, this is absolutely new. I have no idea about this. I don't have any knowledge, let's say. But d3 looks the move like it's stable. Yeah, just give this pawn back. I believe that actually white can ignore. Look, this move. I don't want to take the pawn. I want to play b4 and take with the bishop. Yeah, and keep all my advantages.
That makes a lot of sense.
Queen e3, let's say black plays bishop e7. White makes castle, black makes castle. b4, knight e6, and bishop takes d3. White keeps the bishop. I mean, always some threat on h7. But sometimes white can push b5. Rook to d1. Okay, it's just interesting position to me. I mean, yeah, this is what white doesn't want to, yeah, to take the pawn. d3, queen e3.
That's what we expect.
Yeah.
d3.
So, okay, also knight e6, by the way, is not that bad as I thought. This move is bad. After knight e6, once again, if white just takes the pawn, take on d4, knight takes d4, knight takes d4, queen e4, knight e6, this is castle. It's just nice compensation. And after knight e6, white can probably castle immediately. Castle short. Okay, black plays on c3, knight c3, this is obviously not good. And if black plays bishop e7, maybe here we have a kind of a double attack. Take on d4, take on d4, take on d4, knight d4, and queen g4. Okay, I thought somehow this is the end, but not. It's probably the position is not easy. I thought it's just double attack and knight e6. If just bishop takes e6, this is winning. Takes queen g7, rook f8, bishop h6. Should be like game over. But instead of the move knight e6, maybe black can play the move d5. Not sure about this one.
D5.
D5, yeah. So no time for Ampasan, no time for d9. Queen takes g7 and rook f8. And despite, let's say, of weak king, I mean, no castle, I mean, black is actually doing fine here because next is bishop out queen d7 castle long.
Bishop e6, queen d7, no castle.
Yes, exactly. And
black, sorry, it's white who might be attacked by the queen.
Yeah, potentially yes, yes. So okay, many interesting ideas. I don't believe it's so easy. So interesting choice by Sanan Sugirov. Okay, he spent half an hour. Yeah, I mean, usually it's too much, a little bit too much. Yeah, because move four. Yeah, exactly. And probably here we'll have a very sharp game, and you need this time. We need this time later. I mean, why do you waste so much time now?
One more time, there is just 90 minutes here. The time control is 90 minutes and 30 seconds increment starting from the move 1. There is no extra time after move 40, which is very important because I mean, you cannot afford spending so much time in the opening like Sugirov did. But of course, at the same time, he understands that he has to try to win the game. He has to try to get somehow the full points, and it's very difficult. But if he wants to fight for the first place, he has to do so. By the way, I suggest for us to go back to the first board just to see what is happening there, because there was some improvement and development in the position. Before we go further to the board 4 or 5, I just wanted to see what was played. What did Abhimanyu do?
And he did play e4.
Nice.
Yes.
He went for sacrifice.
Take and taking on e4. Okay, we were suggesting the move bishop g5, which is, I mean, to me it's like you develop the piece, there is some pleasant thing, but okay, this is also very concrete.
Probably his idea was maybe we can try to show maybe knight after knight e4.
Yeah.
I believe it was queen f3.
Or queen h5, maybe. First weakening the structure.
Oh.
Okay, it's probably both, and maybe even queen h6 here.
Queen f5. Queen f5, knight
Queen f5, knight h6, bishop g5, castle short, and something like bishop d3, knight c6, and still white's position is much better. I mean, look at the black skin, yeah? I mean, in castle there is this very pleasant pin, or knight f4, h4, h5, just checkmate here.
So black cannot afford taking the pawn, it would be too dangerous. That's like, what did Pranav do?
d6. So black is intending to play e5 next and to stop all these advances of the pawn. So bishop d3, and then he did play e5.
And look at this, after bishop d3, there are no more games. So this was the last position. If we go one move back, here, if you open the book again, there is going to be 2 games. Knight f2 and c5 are played.
Okay.
By the way, by Jaba, the brother.
Also international master.
So this game was played in 2 games, and knight f2 and c5 are played, but bishop d3 is a new move.
e5 and knight to g5. Very interesting, trying to provoke the weakness with h6. Knight c6 was played instead, and this is the current position, and white is thinking. And once again, yeah, Pranav is playing very fast on the opening. I mean, he's very confident. I mean, doesn't matter position is good or bad, he just plays fast.
And recall the game of Pranav B against Sugirov, where he got in such a huge trouble with this move f4. I mean, he messed up or mixed up the variation. He played the move which he was not supposed to play in that position, just there was 1 pawn difference. And he just got into trouble, and I mean, fortunately for him, he saved the game. He could have lost back then. He was very lucky in that game.
Yeah, and once again, yeah, here, okay. So black's intention, of course, is just to take the pawn, yeah. And how white can continue, because bishop e3 we don't want to. Knight g4, yeah. I mean, bishop e3, knight g4, and this is probably good for black. Too many things are hanging. And what instead? d5? Of course, d5. This would be like the most natural move, yeah. Okay, it allows some like squares, yeah, the square c5, but on the other hand, it's like so direct. I don't know, knight b8, knight a5, knight b8, yeah?
Knight b8, it looks like
And then knight a6, knight c5. And here,
because knight e7 doesn't have any squares.
yes, I would agree, but c5 maybe. Immediately, yeah. Okay, just you don't need this pawn.
Oh, maybe that's why c5 was played in that position without bishop b3.
Yeah,
c5
yeah.
has to be played.
Yeah. C5 and of course taking probably is a big mistake because this structure is much better for white. Okay, maybe not c5, c4 directly, maybe castle first. And then
yeah, bishop b3 and then...
Well, no, even c4, bishop b2, knight to f3, and all the pieces are attacking the pawn. Yeah, this is probably advantage. So black just should continue by, I don't know, castle. White also castle here, and there is no 96, there is no 97. So this, I believe, is interesting.
Yeah, this looks...
Yeah, because then we have this maneuver, rook a2, rook f2.
Oh, I like it.
This typical idea to bring in the rook. I mean, normally you need to play bishop out, queen out, and bring the rook. But actually, you don't need it here. Just bring the rook immediately into the game by rook a2, rook f2 maneuver, which is typical for this type of position. Okay, so white is thinking, what else? So d5 and c5, that will be like, yeah, tempting. Yeah, you just take some space and then you sacrifice the pawn just to open up your bishop. Knight f3 back looks a little bit too slow, yeah? Can we just sacrifice the pawn? I don't know. Just castles, takes, knight takes, and now c5, e5, followed by knight h7. I don't know. Not our pieces, we sacrifice them.
Let's do it.
Knight h7? Yes.
It looks great.
Yes.
He takes queen h5, so, and also threat is knight f5. No.
The threat is maybe
Maybe
bishop
rook
g6. Bishop g6, maybe rook f6, and queen h5, yeah. So knight takes h7, let's check.
Queen h5.
Yes, and the king is...
King this.
Yeah. Okay, trying to escape. How to checkmate here? How to win the play? Rook f7, yeah? Yeah. Queen takes e5.
Or queen e5, yeah.
Rook f7, king... Well...
King this.
King d6, then c5 maybe. I was thinking queen e5, bishop f4, but not. Okay, c5.
There was bishop f4, by the way. Bishop
Wow.
f4.
Wow.
You take queen d5.
Brilliant. Wow. It's fantastic idea. Bishop f4, and black cannot take it with checkmate in one. Otherwise, what? Queen e8?
But there should be something.
Definitely.
Maybe now.
c5, king d5 on the move. Okay, let's sacrifice it. And bishop e4.
Oh, I like that.
That's
Rook e1, yeah.
So king d5 back, rook e5, but it's forced to go.
King f4 checkmate on with a pawn. Oh, we can take. I thought this checkmate.
And king d3, and here, dear viewers, you can find checkmate. Why do we calculate till the
Queen
d1, king c4? By the way, maybe it's not that easy.
Queen e4.
Queen takes a4.
Oh,
Exactly what I wanted. I was about to learn. Queen takes f7. And maybe there is checkmate somehow. Let's try. Rook e5, queen f7, queen a4, king, let's say c3 or d3, and rook e3, and king b2, and
well,
queen takes d4, eliminating the very important piece, king a2, queen b2.
Okay, we did it.
Yes. Yes.
Checkmate in 15.
Okay, so what did you say? Yeah, so there are two ideas here. Yeah, d5 knight moves on c5, sacrificing the pawn. And another is just and using trying to use the bishop space, the king in the center, and castle short. Yeah. So two ideas for white. Misha is thinking. Yeah, I believe this.
So let's move on probably to board 4 already now, because we just wanted to show this new development in the first board.
Yeah, this is the game Jacobson Brandon with Suleiman Aydin. And what do we have here? Queen's Gambit, yeah, knight c6.
It's
well, if someone of my kids would play such move, that will be his last day in the club.
Punishment.
His last day in the club. The knight c6 here.
What is the opening with
no,
e6?
This is Chigorin. But with e6 and knight c6, immediately I show the door. Enough. For the management, parents, and better to go to play football. No offense to football players, but
after this game,
yeah, you can play like 96 here.
After this game, we asked the arbiter to escort I think to play football.
Not but come on, how can you make a move here like 96? I don't want to. I refuse to analyze this game. No. Okay, the move is so bad. I mean.
Yeah.
And knight f6 now, yeah. And by the way, now I remember.
Okay, now
I can tell you, I have even some. So the move is not that bad, yeah. But still, it's just against all the rules. Yeah, you put the knight on c6, and you play the move e6. So I understand Chigorin line, yeah. So Chigorin is how is Chigorin? Just to compare, yeah.
c4
and knight c6. So the point being that the bishop is open, yeah. In many lines, you play just with the pieces against the center, like in many openings, like Grunfeld defense, like Alekan defense. So you play with the pieces against the center. It's understandable. But when you play the knight on c6 and pawn on e6 in the same position, then I don't understand why. Why do you? Okay, so white took on d5, which I don't really like, but okay. And a3 now, come on. This is I don't know. I don't want to say some bad words, but this is not the way you should play this in such line. Okay, probably he was. Now I understand. He didn't want to allow this so-called like new Ragozin, yeah, where the knight on c6 is not so stupid, especially after c takes d5 to x5, bishop comes to f5, queen out, castle long, and so on. It's like playable. There is a long theory here. But you can play the move bishop g5 here, for instance. And of course, if you take on d4, then something like e3 or e4, I don't know, maybe e4 is more precise. And what do? You play knight a5 or what? Or h6? It's strange.
Reminding a bit of Botvinnik, but the knight is on c6.
Yes.
Some different.
Yeah. Botvinnik now probably cries. And see the knight on c6. Come on. Okay.
Chigorin.
Yes, Chigorin cries. They are both crying now. Okay.
And Vera was about to cry.
Okay. I simply don't like white's blacks and also white. Shouldn't. Okay, a3, h6. Okay, but h6, by the way, makes sense. Makes more sense than a3 because you are stopping the move bishop g5, bishop f4, bishop d6, and actually, and g6 now. Okay, no chance to guess the moves here. G6.
No, by the way, at the moment there was already completely fresh position. I mean, if you go back a couple of moves, so here was still one game played with move e3.
Yeah, we're now Manolaki, two Romanian players. I know them very well. Both of them played many games.
No.
Okay, not
colleagues.
Yeah, colleagues. No.
Okay, here e3 was played, but queen c2 was played, so this is completely new position.
Okay, just stopping bishop f5.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Not a big philosophy about this move. And g6 again, black wants to play bishop
yeah,
f5.
and now if you play e3, you're not in time to build the bishop on e3 because bishop f5 is coming.
Yeah. So let's say e3. bishop f5, queen to b3, and here we might see maybe castle long, maybe castle short. That's so okay. Black is pretty good. At the end, black is not bad. Black got it's a decent position.
Really interesting adventures.
Yeah, this is the current position.
Okay, what else? You cannot. I mean, if e3, you're not in time to develop the bishop to d3, but then bishop f5 is just coming with the pen. Can you play e4? Like long castle and e4?
How do you start? E4 or long castle? If you start with castle, then bishop f5. If you start with d4, I'm afraid that
there is pawn on d4.
Okay, it's not only about the pawn, but I give that will be something more than this. Queen e7 might be losing some material here.
Bishop d3.
And bishop f5. And castle. Yeah. Okay. Let's check this one. Yeah. Maybe knight e4 first. This is the precise move of bishop f5. Castle or f5. Just in the piece.
Okay, doesn't work. Or I'm just trying to figure out what else. And e3 was playing.
No, this I can predict the plate, and then we have the Carlsbad or something. How they call it? Carlsbad structure.
But then the bishops are traded, and then black doesn't have any problems, and black already equalized. Can you say?
Well, you see here is a little bit specific. Yeah, this knight on c6, also g6, h6 might be a little bit weakening, let's say, the position. But yeah, I agree with you. It's, black is very close to equalizing. I mean, castle, and something like knight e7. And then black plays the move c6, a6, knight f5, stepping away the queen, and then knight e6, knight e4. You might see this, all these maneuvers. What's probably written in your courses.
This is on his
Really?
white.
Do you have
Okay,
a
yes, because it's 1 before 1.
Okay.
So there is Carlsbad. The exchange variation.
Okay.
By the way, look at this, the battle between two chairs.
What's going on? Did they finish the game?
No. It's just, I believe that, so Jacobson was at the board, he was thinking, and Suleimani was not there, he played the move, and then he just left.
And maybe they meet each other in the bathroom.
Yes, maybe.
Who knows?
Yes, but
Can
okay,
continue
Suleimani
thinking.
comes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, let's go on to the board 5, where we have a very surprising matchup, where we have top-seeded Niklesh, Indian prodigy, against Chinese Grandmaster Fujairah.
Current world number 2.
Current number 2, and we can say, so to say, actively world number 1, because Huifan is not defending. I mean, she decided not to defend the title, and she is not playing chess so often anymore.
And once again, Niklesh, I think he's half a point behind, yeah? Zhou. Okay. So knight f3, so far actually not so good tournament for Niklesh. Yeah? He was, he lost in the first game, then he was trying to came back, but also not very convincing. Okay, so maybe this game is his last chance to try to catch the leaders. Knight f3, e6, and bishop g5. Yeah, d5 and knight d2. How do we call this opening? I know that you know everything. You probably have courses also on this one too. No.
Okay, so look like
Trompovsky. They call it Trompovsky. Yeah.
Bishop g5.
I'm not very good at names. This is
like Trompovsky.
Yeah, and knight to d2, bishop e7 and e3. Yeah, yeah, this is Trompovsky. Okay. So the bishop on f4, this is London. The bishop on g5, Trompovsky. But the ideas are very similar. c3, tricky move. Yeah, stopping the move bishop a6, because then the knight is lost. Bishop b7, a4. Okay. And now bishop a6. Look at this trick. Bishop e7. I mean, and white by default, no, bishop b6. Interesting approach. Interesting approach. Looks like a losing attempt, but changing white's bishops is very important for blacks. Yeah, for black. Then It's much easier to
Why
play.
not to start with bishop a6?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what exactly I was just trying to say.
Oh.
That we have this.
Yes. No, just wanted to try to see the difference. Okay.
Okay, that's why I thought that it's like
Yeah.
a smart idea. Play bishop e7, wait for the move a4, and then play bishop e6. And then play bishop a6. Okay, interesting idea. Unexpected. I mean, you look, you lose time.
If you go back,
Yeah.
only a5 was played here.
So a4, a5 in the game of St. Gabriel is Deepan Chak. Yeah, okay. So, and here the move bishop a6. Interesting idea. Interesting idea. Probably it was not a home preparation because look at the time. Yeah, she spent 7 minutes, and she spent even before time on this this position. Okay, so bishop a6. Yeah. Okay, probably bishop takes a6. Okay, maybe this check is tricky. You know.
Should you play c6?
Yeah, because take you don't really want to, yeah. If you play c6, maybe this pawn, I don't know, under attack, and actually not really. Knight e5. Let's say let's defend the pawn by which way? Knight b8 back or queen c7? I don't know, queen c8. Let's say queen c8. And maybe white can play the type of Dutch defense structure, f4. I mean, because the black's bishop is out, white then castle short, and then plays this Dutch structure.
Stone wall.
Yes, stone wall. Yeah. Okay, this is interesting. This is interesting. So bishop a6. Michal Farin is thinking. By the way, you can do the same without this bishop e5 check. Maybe bishop takes a6, knight a6, knight a5, and then the next move is f4. Okay. What else white can do here? c4 probably this is wrong. Yeah, no, bishop takes a6 and knight e5. Like the most logical continuation. Maybe white can also try to play with a5 here. I don't believe this is a good idea, but okay, let's try.
Okay,
a5.
There is no threat. Maybe the stake,
Yes.
pawn takes.
Yeah, no threat, but maybe some queen a4 check might be interesting. Maybe knight e5, queen a4, knight c6. By the way, it's not easy. There is no, let's say, harmony. Knight a4 looks unpleasant here. Let's say castle. Knight e5 first. What do you do? Queen e8, knight b8, knight b8. Knight b8, then white can take on b6, and the black cannot take back.
And you cannot play. C5.
Well, c5, knight c6, and taking the bishop. And first taking there, white. Too many things are hanging. Maybe queen a4 first. Threatening what? Threatening maybe not. But it feels like.
Yeah, everything is somehow hanging.
Exactly.
Okay, so maybe instead of
yeah, so a5, knight e5.
maybe queen e8.
Queen to e8. By the way, I think this is a good move. Stopping queen a4 and also knight c6.
Maybe
Yeah.
now idea is c5, knight c7.
Bringing the knight.
Tangle.
Queen e2 now. Stopping the c5.
And now knight is under attack suddenly.
And if knight b8, white can take on b6 and take on c. Black can play b5 here. Not that bad. And then c5 next.
I don't know, b4.
Yes, this is a good move. This is
No, knight b3, knight c5.
yes, exactly. Wow. Yeah. White took the space. I mean, this knight on a6.
But there are no maneuvering of the knight. Not even possible.
Not so easy, yeah, because so many pawns are hanging.
Oh, this is that position.
Yes. So after bishop a6, okay, there are two ideas. White, one is to take on a6 and play a5, and the other is just to take an a6 and then to play knight d5 and for playing this Dutch structure, Stonewall structure. Okay, so let's go back to board number one.
Yeah, let's go check what happened there, because I think today throughout the round all eyes will be on this board, and from our side as well. And whenever there is something which is going to happen, we will always go dive in there whenever there will be any change.
And he did sacrifice the pawn.
This was your suggestion.
Yes.
Just sacrifice.
Yes, and it takes twice on d4, then e5. So black played move h6, and now white is thinking, okay, knight f3, what else then? Rook f6, no, yeah.
And this is very smart that black waited for white to castle before playing this h6 move. Maybe if we can play some other move instead of knight, for example, instead of castle, let's say bishop is any move like
let's say h3, yeah, just to prevent the move knight g4.
And if black plays h6 here.
Yes.
I thought we can sacrifice.
Sacrifice on.
And there is no sacrifice.
Yeah.
No, sorry. I thought we can sacrifice this knight. And the rook on h1 might be important. I thought maybe some h4, but no, there is
yeah.
No,
so h6, and now white is thinking, okay, nothing wrong with the knight f3. I don't know, what is white thinking about? Something hidden like d5 here, maybe? Might be an important moment. No, but I don't believe. No, it's just knight f3. Just knight f3 is just a good move. No, I mean, actually, I'm surprised that white is thinking. Okay, what is the candidate? Knight h2, because it don't want to. Bishop takes h3. No, knight f3, knight f3. I mean, this sacrifice. Okay, only d5. Only d5. Pawn takes g5, pawn takes c6, yeah? Well, this might be interesting. Might be interesting with the move d5 here. And if knight
b8,
yeah, and that probably sacrifice the piece. No, that's too much. Yeah, knight f3 now black is in time to play knight f6 and we start with c5. So probably knight f3. Yeah, he did play knight f3. I mean, I don't know why do you waste time on knight f3, but it's by far only move. And probably black now or plays bishop g4 or castle. I don't know, castle probably is more flexible. And white, because if bishop e3 now knight g4.
Maybe h3 first.
Yeah, h3, yes. h3 is for queen e1.
By the way, we have castle on the board, so this is the update now.
Yeah, and now white can choose between like h3.
Okay, very fast play by Pranav. Knight f3 played, just a couple of moments, I don't know, a few seconds, castle.
Yeah, he's a very good practical player. I mean, white to waste time, yeah, because in many games, I mean, we see everything is decided in the time travel. And Pranav was very successful in playing in time travel. So why to waste time? It's a very good approach.
He was very successful not to get too often into time travel.
yeah, because actually he was playing fast before. So h3, I agree with you. This is probably the best move here. Then bringing the bishop to e3, maybe queen d2, sacrificing. And the other idea is our old one. It's with d5, knight somewhere, I don't know, b8 and c5. This is the idea, but okay, here is different because black can play the move 97.
And then there's no bishop e3, knight g4.
Yeah, and then in that position with knight on g5, knight was jumping to e6 here now. And even if white managed to undouble the pawns, still, yeah, have this, how they call it, like the shadow of either.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and once again, this is still a weakness. So because the pawn on c4 is weak, and the square in front of the pawn. let's say knight c5 and so on. So even if you manage on w, shadow. Shadow.
Never heard of it.
Really?
Yeah,
It's one of the. Okay, I don't know exactly which book. This is the. Maybe actually this is from my coach, Abhimanyu. He was good in this. Yeah. Okay, h3 is one idea. Maybe king h1. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, bishop e3, knight g4. Maybe. Yeah. So h3. Yeah, maybe queen e1 would be also good. With the idea queen h4 and. Okay, now bishop g4, bishop e3. So we didn't waste time for move h3. It's like we saved tempo. And next move is queen g4, queen h4. Sorry, targeting the bishop. This might be, by the way, an interesting idea.
It can definitely.
Yeah, so bishop g4, bishop e3, and if not, then white plays the next move queen h4.
I like this queen one, very flexible.
Okay, I'll just trying to play.
Yeah, because queen is not needed in this light square diagonal. G4, H5, they're all taken, but the dark square.
And one more idea. I give you the chance to find them. You like this move?
Maybe E4, bishop H3 with the idea of taking on the
No, bishop should be always on C1 targeting H6.
there.
Yes.
Okay.
Should we have this idea today? Bringing the last piece into play.
You can do, of course.
Yes.
I'm looking too much on the king side.
But this is actually to the king side. Look at this rook. And the idea is H3, G4, rook G2, and G5. And G5 and take the attack.
Computer doesn't like it, but I do love it.
No.
It's a great idea.
We don't care about computers' evaluation.
We are humans.
Yeah, so queen e1, one idea is to bring the queen there. H2, of course, is the most natural. And also H2, bringing the last piece into play.
Yeah, many ideas. Now, what do you think? We have these two players. We have Pranav with 5.5 points, Abhimanyu who is 1 point below, 4.5. Who is in the more pressure here? Because sometimes whenever you have something to fight for, in this case for Abhimanyu Mishra, he might be under more stress. But for Pranav, is it stressful that he was winning all the time and he might lose this freedom?
Well, nowadays to me it's a little bit different, yeah, because the players, they are playing so much. I mean, nowadays chess is more sport like before, any days before, and they're playing so much. They face these situations many times, so I believe they're very good with nerves, and they play like a regular game. Well, this is my feeling. They don't have much pressure. Of course, there is pressure, but it's not like you. It's like so important. Yeah, of course it is very important. But this is like a tournament, an open tournament. Of course, it's very important. But tomorrow we will have another tournament. The day next month, another tournament, and so on and so on. You cannot be always under this pressure. You just play like a normal game.
Do you think in Abhimanyu Mishra's head, is there some highlight from yesterday? Oh no, if I would win this game, I would be half a point closer to Pranav. Or do you think he's just playing here and now today?
Well, one of the advantage of the youth that you forget very fast. This is a very big advantage. With the age, actually, you start to think, yeah, what I did, what to learn, and it's just kill yourself. But when you are young, actually, you don't care. Okay, you do care, but you just forget very fast.
It's a very important ability.
Yeah, exactly. This is actually, I remember Kasparov's one of the strong side. I mean, he was. I remember someone came from Grandmaster 21. Yesterday's game, you put this. Okay, yesterday.
Today.
It's already today. I have another game. Finish. So it's very simple. This is actually very important.
Okay, let's let Abhimanyu Mishra think at this moment. He already spent, by the way, look at the clock, 47 minutes now on the clock, so he spent half of his time. For Pranav, it's still 1 hour 17 minutes. Is it half an hour more? Yes, half an hour more than half an hour more than Abhimanyu Bishop has. Definitely huge advantage on the time, but in the position there is still initiative from white, so we might see some turnarounds. The game will keep rolling this much closer. Now let's move on probably to the board 2, see what has changed there. After
h6, bishop e3. Okay, not a4, not g3, h4, but just completing the development. Bishop e3, queen c7. Not knight h7 immediately, but queen c7 first. h3, rook c8, a4, and knight d7. Yeah, mixing all the ideas. Okay, probably nothing wrong. a5, and this is the current position. This is the current position. Maybe h6 was also played just to prevent the bishop.
And look at this, knight is already on d7. Can white start? But now bishop is on d3. I want to say knight f1, but bishop.
Yeah, exactly. So no more this one. Okay, another one is with the knight on a4. But here
c2 pawn.
c2 pawn is good. Yeah. Can we just play this prophylactic move like rook? It's okay, we are thinking for it. Yeah. So rook this rook on c8, yeah. So usually black setup is this one with rook h to d8, rook c8, and trying to play for d5 idea. Yeah?
Maybe he wants to go for some.
Well, yes, this is like very similar to the game of Jain and Mishra. Yeah, do you remember this? But this and something like, and it was a repetition with knight a5. How it was that game? Yeah, b6, knight b6. Yeah, it's actually it was very similar, very similar position, very similar. Okay, so yeah, d5 is just. By the way, so many games played in this position that I have. Anand, Bruzon, Shankland, it's exactly the same position. Yeah, no, it was only one of on h3. It's a small difference. It's a small difference. I mean, yeah, but these are details, let's say.
But at some moments there was some repetition and then the d5 was played.
Yeah.
The bishop went, and there was the bishop c4, bishop d5. That's there.
Yeah. By the way, we have so many, let's say, games at the high level of this position. Yeah. So Anand was playing with white, Shankland was with so, and many other games here. Domingos Ganguly, 𝐤𝐤𝐤𝐿. Okay, so many good games. So b6, I mean b5 is the main move here. Yeah, b5, a b6, knight b6. Threatening the move knight c4, by the way. And here probably white is stopping this with knight a5. And black can play here rook b8. Yeah, this is just like normal moves. Still we are on the theory. We are on the theory here. The game Shankland was resolved in 2022.
So many high-level games in this position.
Yes.
And many ideas, yeah.
Yeah, so b5, basically, okay, I don't know if so many, but b5 is logical somehow. Yeah, you need some space on the queen side. You cannot, okay, usually there is also move like bishop to d8, but I don't believe it is here, yeah. So bishop d8, then queen b8 or queen c6, and b5, and black takes with the bishop. Let's say queen d2, queen to b8, not sure about this one, let's say move like what white is usually playing here. Rook to d1 maybe, yeah? Targeting the pawn. And anyway b5. b5 might be because now if white takes on d6, then probably takes everything on b4, on c2 hands.
So maybe you have to take on
d6. Yeah, and bishop takes b6.
And now if you take on d6, bishop e3.
Yes.
So you have to take...
About d6, sorry.
Oh, yes.
I have a story. So something like 15 years ago, I was in British embassy trying to get my visa, and the person there from the embassy asked me what is ambassade.
Just to check
yeah, exactly. So, but imagine So in the British embassy, asking French, yeah, French, some passant. Yeah, it was
tricky.
yeah, it was tricky. So yeah, this is about
Imagine
now.
asking the French person.
Yeah, exactly. So I got this. I got asked what the passant in British embassy. Okay, so. Okay, so bishop d8. By the way, yeah, it's not a bad idea. Not a bad. But it was played even, yeah. I think we can produce here many novelties. This is one of the ideas. Bishop d8, queen d8, and
How
d5.
many novelties today?
Yes, and look at this idea of pawn sacrifice. Look, no games, no games, and it's like not bad idea.
Yes, let's do novelties.
Yeah. So one was b5, but bishop d8 followed by queen d8 and b5.
Of course, very interesting.
Yeah.
I like this remaneuvering. The bishop is doing not much on this side, sacrificing a pawn. Okay, we will see what Andrew Wong is going to play in the next moves. For a moment, let's go over the board 3, where we have Jose Martinez with white pieces facing Sana Sugiro with a very unusual position. And Sana Sugiro, by the way, is down to half an hour on the clock after just 9 moves.
It will cost him probably a point or
or 2 points.
Yeah, but you cannot waste so much time. Okay, I understand.
D3.
Yeah, D3 was played. By the way, it was played in a game of 1 hour against BTGO. So it's a high level game. And bishop e7, castle, and a5. Wow.
And it was played only in 1 game, by the way.
Still, yeah.
By the way, Global Felix played this.
German. You played from Germany.
From Austria. By the way, I was doing commentary with him on one of the events at Venus Grand Prix earlier this year in May.
Okay. This Master Vasilis. Okay, so no, okay. I mean, it makes sense to play this kind of chess, but this should be home or your home preparation. Or at least you should know. But look, move 9, and you are already in time trouble. You have only half an hour.
This is incredible. I mean,
and nothing.
And also, you didn't like equalize.
Exactly. It's just complicated position. White can play with a rook d1, and then again he will spend 20 minutes more.
And suddenly there is no more time.
Yeah. Okay, maybe can White try something? No, I was trying to sacrifice more. Okay, 94 might be. 94 followed by a 4f5. Probably d5. Yeah. Yeah, d5.
So still this d5 can be there.
Yeah. Okay, then maybe White just can take the bishop, but then why did you waste the time with b3? So we need a smart move here with White.
Maybe 91.
91 to take back with the knight. And still probably d4, you know? Okay, probably we cannot step. Or maybe we can stop d5 by playing bishop d5.
Bishop d5.
Wow. It looks a little bit.
But how do you keep the knight on d5? There's no way.
Yeah, maybe bishop d5. At least you stop the move d5. But d6, yeah? On this scenario. I mean, it's not easy. That's why I was trying to play here to g1. And at least, like, let's say, moves like d5. White takes en passant, queen takes, and something like bishop d3. You don't have castle. But yeah, but so many good moves, including bishop f5. Kinds of moves.
Not such an easy position.
No,
okay, let's go back. Okay, so we want to keep the knight, we want to take the pawn. We want too many things, yeah?
Maybe White can play a move like queen f4. What is the idea? It looks strange, right? Yeah. I want the bishop to e3 and queen to g3. Basically, queen g3 is the threat of bishop h6, and bishop to e3 attacking the knight, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, d5. Yeah? Anyway, d5. En passant, queen takes, and queen takes f7 just one. Thank you very much. Yeah, so
What do you find?
by the way, this is maybe not a good idea.
My idea was similar, but not queen f4, but knight g5.
Knight g5, waiting for checkmate. Black takes everything on g5. I'm greedy.
I mean, there is at least bit of queen c5. There was at least queen c5. That was
Yes, I missed. Okay.
So after knight
g5, queen c5.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just looking
Bishop
at
takes c1, takes c1, and queen takes c1, queen g5.
I don't know this position. The computer doesn't like it, but at least I would want to stop d5. That's my idea.
So once again, yeah. So queen knight g5, queen f4, g1, but still probably not easy, yeah. And if white plays the move like knight d2, with the idea knight d3 or knight d4, and if d5, we say okay, we cannot stop, at least we change the good knight. Knight d4.
And then we say good night.
Say good night, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, queen takes, bishop out, rook to d1. Okay. It's just a normal position.
Just usual position.
I don't know, something like castles here. By the way, everything was played in the game and still was played in the game. Against Mr. is still here. So 92 was played in that game. 92 was played.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, everything was d5, takes. So actually, yeah, quite logical play. Takes, and still, we're still on this game.
Wow. We might see the game repeat. Wow, very interesting. Okay, let's move on to the board 4. Let's see what has changed between Jacobson and Suleiman Lee. We were having one more time. I mean, we're getting so many interesting positions. This was also like first in the opening. There was a very strange move played, very bad. We don't recommend you try it at home unless you're a grandmaster, but or professional player. But yeah, this 96 was played, and okay. Last move we saw was e3. Bishop e5. I think it's not playing queen bishop
d3. Not bishop d3, but queen d3. Okay, more ambitious, let's say, and keeping the bishop. Bishop e2, a6. So queen b7 rook will be dropping the queen once again. h3. No, maybe white is intending to play g4, but not castle. King g7, and this is the current position.
King g7 is a grandmaster move. It makes a lot of sense. Bringing him closer for the endgame, supporting the pawns.
Yeah, defending.
There are no bishop on g7. So.
Yeah, now of course white should play this rook on c1. And the queen comes back to d1, and then white push b4. This is the right time. It is very similar to Ragozin variation, where white takes on f6 the bishop, the knight with the bishop, and usually this knight goes to d1, to c1, queen to d1, and d4. And then white is trying to pushing on the queen side. So this is probably what white should do here. Okay, to c1, queen d1 back, queen is misplaced. And d4. And we'll probably got this typical minority in house structure.
Yeah, and we will see. I think now let's go to the board 5 just to see what new is there. Michal Sarin against Fujairah, and he did trade the bishops and went for f5. This is what we were discussing earlier. Will he do it? And now, one more time, we were discussing that there is a big problem now for black. They cannot go knight b8 because of take on e6. And other than that, knight doesn't have squares.
Yeah. So black made castle, and here knight a5 or knight a5 queen e2 was our knight e5 first. And if queen e8, queen e2 now. And b5, b4. Very good move. This is very strong. So all those pieces are just.
So maybe queen c7, not queen e7. Queen c7 here.
Queen c7, not here.
Oh, sorry, queen c8. I'm sorry.
Queen c8 and knight c6. Yeah. So basically, black is not in time.
Mhm.
And if knight b8, yeah, once again, we take on b6 probably, and black is forced to take with c. So white has superior pawn structure, and probably better chances.
No, definitely.
Yeah, so I believe this bishop b7, bishop a6, it was a little bit artificial. Yeah. I mean,
Very interesting idea.
very interesting idea. Yeah.
Yeah, and okay, we just went through all the 5 boards. I think also a good moment for us to take our first break. It's round 8 of the first Fujairah Global Chess Championship. I mean, we have one leader with 5.5 points, and there is a huge group of players who is trying to stop. So look forward for more action from round 8. Dear viewers, stay tuned for more from Fujairah. We will be back in a few moments. Yeah, we said Welcome back, dear viewers. It's first Fujairah Global Chess Championship here in Fujairah Chess Club. We have three events. We have Superstars, we have Masters, and the Open. Superstars is the tournament where the best of the best are participating to get, of course, top prizes in the event, but as well as Fide circuit points. And we have the main battle of today on the first board. It's Abhimanyu Mishra who is facing Pranav V. And VRL, what new do we see in the position? What has changed?
Yeah, so a couple of moves were played, and in this position, there are so many options. We were trying to play h3 with bishop e3 idea. The other idea is a rook a2, rook f2 maneuver, which also looks interesting, and of course to play d5 and c5. It makes sense, and Mishra went a little bit different. He did start with the move c5. Very interesting idea, because comparing to our line, we are trying to play d5 first and c5, but here black is not forced to take. Yeah, and after knight d7, we are trying to do. I was trying to explain this, the shadow of the isolated pawn. Okay, and instead Misha played a better move order, c5. So white keeps the structure flexible. So black cannot take on c5 because probably white takes on d5 on e5 now, and
Or maybe even d5.
or
by the
d5.
way,
Yeah, exactly. And then taking the pawn on d5. Yeah, this makes sense. Actually, I like very much this c5 idea. And black just played the move queen to e8. So basically, this is for the first time in this game that Pranav spent a little bit of time. So okay,
Not much, right?
not much. Yeah, not much. I mean, it's 10
10
minutes.
yeah.
10 minutes on move queen e8. Queen e8 is defending the pawn on e5, maybe freeing the square for the knight. Yeah, maybe on d5, black wants to play knight d8, knight f7, closer to the king. Yeah, imagine like this. Knight goes to d8, the knight black brings the knight to d7.
By the way, d5 was played.
D5 was played, and he went to a5. Yeah, he went to a5, and when white played the move c4. Okay,
And now
very
look
logical.
at the knight on a5, by the way. It's close.
Yeah, and actually I don't believe this is a good idea to go to there. I mean, to go to a5.
Wait a second. Is there already a threat somehow to try to trap it? For example,
bishop d2.
bishop d2. Because if you play b6, white will play c6.
Oh yeah, and this knight is like
Out of the game.
out of the game. I mean,
Forever.
Yeah, forever. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, this knight on a5 looks a little bit. You know what black can do here? Let's say bishop to d7 move, and if
No,
bishop
bishop-
d2, bishop a4, and trying to bring the knight into the game by knight b3 move.
But now bishop c2.
Bishop c2. Oh, good move. I missed this
Because
one.
knight c4, bishop a4.
Yeah, I missed this move. And still the knight is back. And after queen c2, bishop c2, queen c2, b6, white is not even forced to take on a5.
No, just c6.
Just c6, and the knight is dead. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, this knight a5 actually, it was a very strange move. I mean, I thought that queen e8 is exactly played just to free the square d8 for the knight. Yeah, I mean, knight d8, bringing the knight back to d7, or knight b8. And knight d7, knight c5, everything that we discussed before this. But knight a5 looks a little bit out of play.
Do you think now after c4, black is forced to take on c5? Because, you know, this threat of if after bishop d2, b6, c6, I mean, you have to stop this. You have to eliminate this threat. Do you think then black is forced to take?
Yeah, maybe. And after bishop b2, now how do you deal with the pawn d5? With the pawn e5?
That's a good question.
Bishop g4, maybe knight d7.
Yeah, probably bishop g4 has to be played.
Yeah, and bishop g4. Bishop g4, by the way.
Now maybe knight h5, knight f4 might be in the position somewhere.
Yeah, or at least knight d7. Now black is okay. So then bishop g4 is a threat. Can white start with bishop d2, b6, and then take on a5? Yeah.
And look at this, all pawns would be just isolated.
Yes, exactly. I mean, takes, and something like queen to d2, attacking immediately the pawn, and then queen comes to c3. I mean, okay, let's say if black plays this move, then queen to c3, and
Only two connected pawns, g7 and h6. All the rest are separated.
yeah. So yeah, knight a5 is probably a mistake. And after c4 now, he took the pawn on c5. Once again, not spending too much time.
He realized the threat.
Yes, exactly. Playing practical decision,
and it's Mishra who has 35 minutes on the clock, 20 minutes less.
Yeah.
And he's down a pawn.
He's down a pawn. Yeah. Okay, probably bishop d2 and taking on f5 is a good idea, but I also want to try a little bit different approach. Let's say h3, and my idea is just to continue the attack. Look at the position. Let's say b6 and rook a2. I just completely ignore the knight. I don't know, knight b7, bishop d7. And my idea is to play with g4, rook g2, and just continue to attack. And white has a piece up, yeah, in the attack, because this knight is still far from the action. Okay, let's say knight b7, g4, and then white brings the rook to g2, attacking with all the pieces on the king side. I don't know. I think that's yeah. So after of course, bishop d2, bishop takes a5. This is like a safe, but the h3, follow it by rook a2 and attacking the. And also there is another idea. So b6, maybe starting with bishop d2 or rook a2. Yeah, rook a2, knight b7. And maybe there is time for bishop b2, knight d7, and queen a1.
Oh, and then you put so much pressure on the e5.
Yeah, and this is actually the pawn is lost. The pawn is
no
lost.
way to defend it.
Exactly. So there are two ideas. Yeah, as I mentioned. So to take on a5 or just to concentrate all the pieces on the king side with h3. I like very much the idea of playing just h3, and then white just bring the rook to the king side, or bishop on b2. If pawn e5 falls, the game is over. The game is over. White will retreat the bishop, will play e5. I mean, the bishop on d3 will just be a monster. So it's about this pawn, yeah. So then bishop g4 is a very important defensive resource. So then just we play this prophylactic move with h3, bishop b2, rook a2, rook f2, bishop b2, queen a1.
But it makes
all
sense,
the pieces.
Right? Like once you see the ideas from black, then you immediately see you have to stop them by this move h3. And this h3 move, by the way, was always somewhere in the position, and white always had this h3 move even earlier.
Yeah, we are always we are used to see this prophylactic as a defensive move, yeah. So, but I have a course of lessons, like I call it like prophylactic in the attack, yeah.
Wow. I like it,
yeah, it's I didn't see in any book like this idea of prophylactic in the attack.
Yeah, because when you talk about prophylaxis, usually you speak about defending from the threats.
Yeah. Okay, here basically it's the same, but this move actually is defending against bishop g4, but this is also part of the plan, yeah, because white wants to play g4 and then g5 using this hook and yeah, so it is a prophylaxis, like defensive move, but also it increases your attack, yeah, your attacking chances with g4. Okay, so what else? Do we move forward to board number 2, or we stay on this?
Yeah, let's move on to the board 2, where we have Amin Tabatabai against Andrew Hong. Another players who are hunting behind Pranav, trying to get to the top of the leaderboard. And we were already discussing this position. a5 was played, it was the last move. And b5, as we were discussing.
Yeah, no surprise. I mean, this is the most played move here in the position. Knight b6, knight a5 once again. Yes, and rook b8, bishop to e2, and now knight c4. Yeah. Okay, but why black? Okay, knight b4. Yeah.
So what we can say about position, everything will be about the queen side here. There will be nothing on king side, and but
yeah. So probably massive trades here, like taking here, taking, and maybe as in the previous example of a previous game of Fujairah and
Mishra.
Yeah, white. I mean, the best position, the best place of the bishop is on c1. Yeah.
Yes.
defending the pawn, and also maybe white wants to bring the rook into play. Let's say bishop e2, rook e2, maybe rook e3. By the way, in some scenarios, let's say, okay, probably of course not here, but also white can attack on the king side. Let's say takes, queen to b7, and maybe a move like rook to e3, with the idea of rook g3 maybe one day, maybe bringing the queen to f3, and bishop h6 is on the way, it's a threat. Maybe lifting another rook, like rook a3, rook h3, rook on the third. Okay, so once again, yeah, this is knight c4, and knight takes c4, bishop takes c4, and bishop c1. I like this maneuver. I don't know if it's probably, of course, it's not great according to machine, but somehow I think that bishop on e3 is misplaced on this position.
There are no targets on this diagonal.
Exactly, and you just defend your only weakness. Also, you put pressure on pawn a6, and one day maybe you just remaneuver like rook e3, rook g3, and who knows? Maybe you can start
I
an attack.
definitely like it. So yeah, the current position is with knight on c4. Maybe one more time we expect some massive trades happening.
Yeah, once again, yeah.
So this is the current position. So we expect all the trades happening, and for a moment, 𝐸𝐸 is taking time. I think that he wants to try to keep the game more complex.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, bishop c1 was played. I mean, we have a game, Shankland Wesley Sol.
Wow.
So bishop c1, this maneuver was played by Sam Shankland, who is playing in this tournament. By the way, where is he?
He's by the way on the board 6.
I didn't see him for a long time.
Behind.
So he's very close to the leaders group, playing on board 6 with the.
We can go through the top boards and then go check his game.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, so this is the current position, and white did take on c4, bishop takes, and bishop c1. Maybe first taking on c4, bishop c1. I don't know. Maybe in this scenario, let's say, maybe white keeps the idea of rook a4 getting this tempo. Might be important, I don't know. Maybe queen on c4 is misplaced because you need the knight on c4 one day, or the rook. So this is already details, yeah, but the idea is the same. So bishop is probably going back to c1.
These are details for the players to see, and we have here bishop c4 on the board, and now 𝐸𝐸 is taking time. So let's move on to the board 3, where we have Jose Martinez facing Sanan Sugiro, where Sanan was spending a huge amount of time in the opening, starting from move 4 and completely, in the position which is known for everyone in the Scotch Gambit. And here,
we are discussing the move knight d2, which was played in a game. Also queen f4 maneuver, knight g5, and here he played b3. Interesting idea. He wants to play bishop a3, develop the bishop on a3 to put some pressure on the knight c5, because knight on c5 is actually the key of the position. Yeah, the knight is well placed, defending the pawn on d3, and d5 immediately.
Of course, this is expected. Take.
Yes, taking with the pawn. Yeah. Okay, interesting. So black wants to keep the knight on c5. The knight is protected there. Bishop a3, castles, and knight to d2. Yeah, and this is the current position. This is the current position.
So what do we have? We have black, who is up a pawn, but of course this pawn is targeting, but all the pawns can be won anytime. And there is this activity for white.
Yeah, but black is very, let's say, close to, to completing its development. Let's say bishop up. Maybe black can be more ambitious and play here bishop f6. Now pawn c3 hangs. Black wants to come rook e8 with tempo. And what white can do? Bishop c5 probably, and knight e4. This is white's idea.
Defend and attack at the same time.
Exactly. And yeah, and I'll attack.
Defense of attack, yeah. Prophylaxis of attack, no defense.
Attack, yeah. Now c5 is under attack. d3 after rook d1 is lost. Bishop. There is no rook e8 because knight f6. So bishop f6 probably is not the most precise move. So probably white wants to play next move like rook d1, rook e1, all rooks in the center.
Makes a lot of sense. Of course, just bringing the pieces towards the center. And yeah, it's Sanan who is taking time. Look at this 20 minutes. Jose Martinez has 37 extra minutes on the clock. This is time advantage you can dream of.
I mean, just incredible. I mean, you are spending so much time, yeah, and it is clear that this 10, 5 minutes you might be missing in the time travel where it will be so important. And the position is so complicated, so many possibilities. Yeah, you have to calculate, I don't know, maybe bishop to e6, but this looks like a blunder, yeah? Bishop takes c5. No bishop c4 because bishop b6, and if d takes c5, bishop takes e6. No, so bishop e6 is just a blunder. Rook e8 might be a normal move here. Rook e8, yeah? And if rook e1, so still the bishop cannot move, but maybe bishop f5, yeah, just bishop out. Yeah, rook e8 is probably a decent move here.
Definitely, it makes a lot of sense, of course. Just, X-raying the queen.
Yeah. So bishop c5, d c5, yeah?
Queen 4.
Queen f4, yeah? Bishop f6, knight e4. Yeah, with similar ideas, yeah, like
exactly similar to the previous line.
Yeah, the previous line. Yeah, rook is coming to d1, targeting all the pawns. This is interesting. This is very interesting.
I believe Pranav is about to execute the move. I mean, he was just playing. I mean, he has to play a move because it's 18 minutes. 18 minutes right now for him. I mean, he cannot afford. 40 minutes advantage on the clock for Jose Martinez. I mean, we haven't seen this in the tournament, I believe, no? So, such a huge advantage on the clock with 18 minutes only. He was about to play move, and then again he's starting to think for a moment. I think he found something else, and VRL. What can we say?
I don't know. Yeah, being so unpractical. It's very strange. Yeah. Of course, with such time control, you have no this luxury to think, to make the philosophy, long-term ideas.
He's playing bishop f5. Bishop f5 is on the board. We're not discussing this move, but of course,
yeah, that's a very logical move.
Very logical. So defending the pawn on d3.
Okay, probably white can bring the rook on d1 before taking the pawn.
I think Jose Martinez can even play some moves very quickly and then just always ask.
Yeah. Yeah, so rook d1, maybe it's like the idea might be bishop takes c5 and knight e4. Let's say once again, rook e8, then probably queen f4 first. Bishop g6, then bishop takes c5, pawn takes c5, knight e4. Taking the pawn back, but here probably it's a better version for black comparing to the previous line. Black's bishop on g6 is defending all the king side. Okay, it's about equal. By the way, black's position is good. Black probably got enough play. Black is still a pawn up. White needs to lose time to get this pawn back. But yeah, but the time. The problem is the time.
Problem is the time, not only on the board, but on the clock. We were saying this already. Time is also a piece in the position, and it's going to play a huge role here. So Jose Martinez, I think we will maybe let him to decide what to do now because he has a lot of time. Let's move on to the board 4, where we have Jacobson against Suleiman Lee. And look at this.
After castles, king g7.
I just wonder, how did he play g5?
Rook to c1, yeah, the move that we discussed. g5.
Okay, this is surprising. Why would you weaken even more?
Well, black is looking for counterplay, yeah?
But now after g5, white wants to trade the light squared bishop.
Probably yes, yeah, because it's changing, yeah, because then white maneuvers the knight e2, knight g3, and there, and so on. So knight a4, yeah? Okay, still I believe the move like queen d1 here is better. You just prevent the move g4, because g4 you have knight h4 and just take the pawn for 3. So queen d1 to me is okay. So knight a4.
Maybe also bishop d3 now is a threat. Bishop d3.
Yeah, bishop d3 might be already. So b6 preventing. By the way, now queen takes b7 is the threat finally.
Oh, now it's working because knight on c6 is hanging.
Yes, knight is hanging.
b6 has to be played.
So b6 or rook b8, I don't know. And now knight c3 back. Wow,
Oh, this is deep.
this is deep.
Does
Yeah,
he want
exactly.
to go knight a2, knight before? Or
No, just improving the knight, because knight was here. This was just kind of provocation, yeah. And now the knight on c6 is always hanging on the c5. So bishop c8 back.
Okay, this is not how you want to play
Yeah.
chess. Playing knight on c6, then
Yeah.
playing no.
Okay, it's a funny game. Yeah, queen c2, and now white's threat is to take on d5, knight takes d5 or knight b5, knight e7, protecting everything, and bishop to d3. So finally, white took back this along this diagonal. So preventing also, by the way, moves like knight f5 or
Why do
bishop.
you need bishop on b7? Why do you reroute the bishop from f5 to b7?
Well, probably black intends just to play something like rook d8 or maybe c5 and have this hanging position. Yeah.
But why would you let the bishop on the? I mean, it's such a.
Yeah, and now b4 probably, yeah, because b4 by move b4 white stops the move c5, which is very important. Stopping c5, maybe one day white can even push b5. No knight e4 because just a pawn down, and next might be just rook b1 prophylactic move. No c5 again.
Then knight d2, knight f1, knight g3, knight f4. No,
Or
knight
knight
f5.
e2, knight g3.
Ah,
You can make it
immediately.
shorter,
Yeah,
yeah.
first. Sorry.
Yes.
I find more complicated ways.
Yeah. Or white also can play like a standard idea, like knight e5 and f4 sometimes. Or knight e5. No, I mean it's a strange play by Suleiman Lee. Maybe he's just okay. He's the one who is
Yes.
tired after yesterday's game. He finished. I don't know. He managed to make a draw in 113 moves, if I'm not mistaken, to save the game
Okay,
against
I
Mishra.
have one theory. So Suleiman Lee is playing against Ruginer,
Yes.
completely lost, bailing out. Yesterday again, he's lost against Abhimanyu Mishra. He's still bailing out. And then, now he decided, okay, I have to check. If I play knight c6, the strange moves, if I bring the bishop back, will I still get the chance to get
Yeah.
back if I went to it? No, but it's very strange because it feels like he was making these changes in the position not to his goods by himself. So it was not that his opponent outplayed him. It was just he made some strange decisions. There's g5, bishop c8, bishop b7.
Yeah,
Looks
somehow.
surprising.
Yeah, and the moves are not really connected with the plan. Yeah, you make a move there, then you change your mind, and you retreat the bishop on c8, and then remaneuver to b7. Of course, in this position, you would love to have the pawn on g6. Why do you need the pawn on g5 and all these maneuvers? Yeah, and for white, it's so easy to play. Yeah, you just play rook to b1. I mean, before played or not yet?
I think he played
No,
a
knight
move, but
e2.
knight e2.
And immediately
I'm
going
going for this knight g3, knight. I mean, it makes a lot of sense, of course.
Yes.
Because
Okay.
c5 is stopped.
c5 is stopped, and after let's say rook c8,
Now you can
knight g3, and maybe after c5, I was trying to make it some knight f5, bishop f5, targeting this rook on c8. I mean, I don't find exactly how to.
Okay, knight f5 you have to take, and then bishop f5.
And bishop rook c7, and b4 c4, and or maybe white can. Can white, let's say, play? No, then starting with that, this.
Now take on c5.
This.
Okay.
And now take on c5, yeah. And if black takes with the pawn, now b4.
And if black takes with rook?
He cannot take. With rook. Yeah, now we have this hanging pawns where black is forced to advance one of the pawn, and then we block the pawn on d4, and so on. So white is.
And we have rook ac8 was played, and then knight g3. This is the current position. Rook ac8, so we might see it. We might see c5 now.
Yeah, another move was b4, yeah, probably here, just to stop everything.
Instead of, yeah.
But here, black is in time to install the knight on e4. And now knight g3, and the knight is, yeah, so probably.
So that's what Jacobson was trying to calculate. He was trying to calculate how can I play knight g3 and allow a c5.
Yeah, so we might have this position on the board. I mean, c5, once again, knight f5 check, bishop f5, rook c7, and taking on c4. And if rook takes c4, just move like queen d1. And once again, imagine the knight on d4, then we retreat the bishop, knight f5 is hanging. We have the position, typical position with isolated pawn, where white is already slightly better, plus square f5 as a bonus, yeah? So it is clear that here white is much better.
Okay, if we go back, okay, knight is on g3 now. Okay, c5 one more time.
Yes,
Because there was something, somehow computer didn't really like this knight f5. He didn't like here.
yeah, okay, let's try to. So rook c7 is okay. Rook c6.
There is knight d7 as well.
97 now.
But then knight e5, yeah.
It's under pin, yeah.
And rook c6 maybe.
Maybe rook c6 because here rook is protected and there is no b4, yeah. So takes, and no b4 because just c takes b4 simple. Makes sense.
So we found an improvement.
Yeah,
okay, so now let's go back to c5 maybe.
And still, just to show this.
Just to show.
Yeah, that there is this pawn sacrifice. As I know, I mean, white can sacrifice this pawn. I mean, it's a compensation. Square d4 plus so many weaknesses here, but okay, probably not that much, yeah. So
yeah, probably. I mean, not to fight for a victory. So c5.
And,
okay, here should be something.
If white takes first and play b4, then c4, yeah. Maybe the same idea. I'm sorry. Bishop f5, then rook c7, rook c6. Now I was thinking the same idea, but here with more pieces on the board. b4 takes and queen b2, threatening knight h5 here. I think this is the point, yeah. And
your pawn sacrifice is working.
Yes. By the way, this is not even a pawn sacrifice. It's the double attack because black probably is forced to move the king to g8 and then just 8 takes b4. Full control of the position. Material is equal. Knight on d4, weakening the king. It's a dream.
There are too many tactical resources.
Dream scenario here. Yes. So c5, and here c5 was played, by the way, and he took on c5 and bc5 and b4 before c4 queen b2. Yeah, this is the way. And
Jacobson, the good shape. So, and looking also at the clock, he has some comfortable advantage.
No,
10 minutes.
If Suleiman would save this one, come on, it's already.
he would be like a wizard.
Yeah, exactly. So you have like what?
There is this lucky, how is it called, like lucky rabbit or something?
Lucky rabbit, yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. All right, let's move on to the board 5. We have there the battle between the top seeded Nihal Sarin and the only woman who is participating in the Superstars tournament, Zhu Jinero. She has had a great tournament so far. She didn't lose a single game. She had two opportunities to win against Suleiman Lee.
Yeah, and before against
Sugiro, was it, or no?
Yeah,
Sugiro,
she was better there, but not winning. Yeah, she had a much better game
against Andrew Hong.
Against Andrew Hong, yeah, exactly. Where she missed that c4 and rook a3, which was hard to find,
exactly.
but even in the end game. Okay, so in the game after castles, white took on a4 and on b6, taking on b6 and queen e2. Okay, something very similar happened. Queen c8 and knight e5. c6 and castle. b5. This is the current position. And Nihal Sarin is thinking now.
Yeah, this knight on a6, we were talking about this already, that it might be a problem.
Yeah, and actually it is a real problem. For instance, b4, knight b3, knight a5. How black defends the pawn on c6? I'm afraid you you cannot move the knight. If you play queen b7, the knight b3 comes with tempo. Otherwise, you cannot connect your pieces, your rooks. I don't know. You cannot move this knight. You cannot move the bishop because bishop f6, and the threat is knight b3, knight a5.
Okay, let's try rook a7.
And knight c3, knight b3. Rook c7, but then it's a plan of doubling the rooks, just rook a2,
I know,
rook
yeah. I
a1.
was just trying to defend the pawn.
Yeah, all the pieces are just coming. Yeah, it's not an easy
Okay,
position. It's not an easy position after b4. I think. Okay, I don't believe that b4 is the only move here, but it's like the most logical one. Yeah, maybe white should actually white also can play knight b3 directly with knight a5, but somehow you want
Maybe
to
now
fix the
b4.
weakness. Yeah,
No, yeah, before.
b4 or c5, b4. Yeah, and if knight a5, c5, knight c6.
Yeah, not easy. Maybe take on c. Take on c3 and then knight
Maybe
c6.
intermezzo. Le petit intermezzo.
Maybe just bishop d6.
Yeah, but just a pawn up plus everything. Maybe bishop f6.
Comfortable position.
Maybe first bishop f6. Because no time to take on b2 because queen g4 and this is not great. So and he did play just rook a2. Rook a2, not the most energetic way, by the way. I believe that b4 and knight b3 or knight b3 directly.
By the way, but after rook a2, still you cannot move the knight because knight c6 is coming with a huge tempo on the bishop.
But I can move the rook. I can move the queen. And if you double the rooks, I have move knight c7. I think.
Still holding.
Trying, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, knight b3 here, yeah. Threatening knight a6. Rook takes a2, rook a2, rook a8, knight a5. Still somehow it's not easy to. Let's try. Rook takes a2, rook takes a2, rook a8, and knight a5, yeah?
Can you play instead of rook a8, c5?
Rook a2, rook a2, and now c5. I'm afraid that bishop takes f6 is just... And then knight d7.
Doesn't work.
Yeah, so many weaknesses there. Yeah, so rook a2, yeah, rook a2 is not a bad move. I mean, just white is just doubling the rooks first, and then white comes with the knight, yeah? Knight b3, knight a5. Yeah, it's probably a poor opening choice of black. Yeah, this bishop a6 maneuver. So trading the bishop is important, but not at the cost of two tempos. I mean, white exactly is very fast in developing the initiative on the queen side. By the way, we have the first result on board 9.
Ooh.
White won a game. White Pichot.
By the way, I wanted to say that maybe at some moment we can check this game because I saw some interesting position and it was again Pranav M. Remember yesterday Pranav M against Teodoro also was very crazy position.
And look at the final position.
Oh my God.
It looks like from 19th century, yeah? Okay, let's see this attack. So again, Gioco Piano. And how did in Gioco Piano black didn't manage to castle?
Aggressive.
And g5. Okay, this is how they are playing nowadays. Super aggressive approach. Takes, and bishop takes the pawn. Black won a pawn. Rook b1, knight d7, and h3. Bishop takes, knight takes, bishop g7, knight d4, threatening knight f5, and f4. Wow. Very strong play from Alain Pichot. He sacrificed two pawns, but all his pieces are just...
If I'm not mistaken, he also won yesterday.
Yeah, he beat Sadwani, I think, and today Pranav. Yeah. So knight c6. Wow. Okay, probably here everything wins, but it's still wow.
Knight e6, wow.
Check.
Not even bishop f8, f7, but knight e6, I like
and
it.
check, sacrificing all the pieces. Knight f6 and boom.
Wow.
And let's, bishop f6, okay, the rest is easy, yeah? Takes, rook
and the rest
f1.
is history.
The rest is history, yeah? And rook f7 and, okay, queen f7.
GG. Good game.
Yeah, good game.
Yeah, incredible.
Wow.
And so quickly.
Yeah, it was just
Just
opening
two
disaster.
hours, yeah.
I mean, it is clear that Black went for this. Winning this pawn is actually bad. Yeah. It takes and bishop d4, and you are just not in time to defend to castle.
No, you're not. No.
Okay, congratulations, Alan Pichot. He won the game.
And as we are moving to the boards, I would like maybe to check the game of Aram Hakobian against Ivanchuk. It's in the one of the last boards. It's being played.
Yeah. So what do we have here? We have.
But the position looked interesting.
Yeah, we have Najdorf, repetition couple of times, and Hakobian decided to continue the game. Especially not every day you play against Ivanchuk.
Of course.
So it's a unique chance to continue the game.
He wants to continue.
Yeah. Otherwise, why do you play chess if you don't play with Ivanchuk? You learn from legends.
Yeah, by the way, today I was in the swimming pool in the hotel, and Ivanchuk also came to the swimming pool, and he shared some interesting stories, and also sharing about his variant of chess, what he invented some long time ago, I think 2007 or something, Ivanchuk chess. I will share maybe something later, but let's first take a look at the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
G5, yeah, okay, aggressive. G4, just like that, yeah. Black wants to play H5, H4, yeah. And yeah, okay, H4, interesting play, and B5. So first Black took advantage on the king side, now on the queen side. A very interesting approach. A3 and queen to C7. Queen D2, bishop E7. Rook D1. So if we would have the position with pawn on G7 and H7, it's a normal Sicilian, yeah, normal Sicilian position.
That's why I like this position.
Yeah.
The pawn on
And there's we can say small difference, yeah. The pawns are so much advanced on the king side.
And Ivanchuk is playing.
And Ivanchuk is playing, yeah. Okay, very interesting. So he is inspired. He plays with inspirations today. I mean, you don't push those pawns every day. Okay, I like. Yeah. I will like his approach.
Yes.
Yeah,
very
interesting. Yeah.
And I just wanted to share about this. I don't know if you heard about this, and he said he was writing some. So it's open information, and even there was some video he said he will share with me. So he was thinking, okay, there is like Fischer chess, there are all kinds of variants. Why is he worse? He should also create his own chess, and then he started to create. And the chess is so that the game is played the way it is usually played, and the rules are following. The outcome of the game is winning. If you either, okay, checkmate like a normal game, then win the queen. So if you take the queen, you are winning the game. Then if you
win the queen for the queen, it's like if you trade the queens, then it's what?
I have to ask him. But I think if you are the one to take the queen.
Okay.
The third one was so-called kiss of the queen. What does it mean?
Okay.
So if the queen is standing on the board, let's say he showed an example, e4, d5, e takes d5, queen d5. Queen is standing on d5.
Yeah.
And there are no pieces around it. Queen always have to have its own pieces around it. So without them, the queen is not having, so to say, clothes. It's naked queen. And then you play c4 or bishop c4 or d4. So any move which touches the queen is winning.
And it's also winning, yeah?
Yes. So any move like d4 coming close to the queen, c4 or bishop c4. Knight c3 is not winning, just attacking the queen. So just the move which is in the range of the
one square
away from the queen, exactly. And the last one was I forgot. I think he said like ricochet or something like that. So whenever there is a check on the king, and there is a skewer on the queen.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is, of course, because if you take the queen, then you're winning. But okay, it's a skewer on the king and the queen, and that's game over also. So very interesting.
Okay. Yeah.
Insights.
Why not? I mean, maybe one day, who knows?
And by the way, a result, we have Grevnev against Dudin, draw.
Yeah, it was a calm game. I was watching in the playing hall. It was Catalan, or let's say something very similar. The structure, they just trade some pieces. Maybe white was slightly, but no, I would not. Okay, it was a good game. It was a good game. I mean, both
Good
sides.
draw, eh?
Yeah, good draw. And can we check a little bit if...
You can also see the boards here if there is something interesting that catches
yeah,
your
I saw
eye.
that Salem is playing with hanging pawns.
Yes,
And it was
again,
something that, yeah, I wanted to show you.
okay.
Because
Because we also have hanging pawns
yes,
on one of the boards.
exactly. And this might be interesting. Okay, Slav defense. Bishop b6, bishop d3, c5, and yeah, and we got these hanging pawns from the very beginning. Knight e2, white is remaneuvering the knight on g3, rook c2, a4, stopping the move b5, knight e4. Okay, everything looks logical. Bishop to e2, just intending maybe knight takes e4, rook d8, a5. Okay, this is a pawn. Queen a1, rook c8, and queen takes pawn back, and h5. And this is the current situation, current position. Okay. So I'm a little bit worried of this long diagonal. Let's say, can just white take on c5 and trying to bring the queen to c3. I don't know how. Maybe just knight c5, yeah? Knight e4 and knight takes e4 probably. Now then white trades, yeah? And if pawn takes d4, pawn takes d4, queen c3, f6, okay, it's so complicated. Knight d4 and knight, no, knight a4 doesn't work. Maybe knight d3.
Knight d3.
Well, okay, this is the position. I mean, h5 is the last move, is the move played by Salim, and
Again, sharp position.
yeah, sharp position.
Always.
Yeah.
And when you go to
Yeah,
Salim's
yeah,
game,
yeah. Yeah, we have this. Yeah, interesting. Okay, and what else from
here you
the?
can also see if anything
Yeah.
interesting. I don't know.
No, the rest are more or less.
Solid, yeah.
Yeah, solid. Yeah.
Okay, I suggest then let's move on. Move back to board number 1. We have again one more time. We have Pranav with 5.5 points. If he wins today, he's going to at least share the first place, because all the rest would be 2 points behind him. So they will be able only by winning 2 games to catch him. But of course, 2 out of 2 is in such a strong field. It's going to be very difficult to make. But he's playing today against Abhimanyu Mishra, the youngest grandmaster in the history of chess, the player who has had some very nice games. Yesterday, he was completely winning against Suleiman Lee. The day before that, he won against Raunak Sadhvani. Impressive game.
Yeah.
And I mean, feel like he's on the streak of getting these great positions. And also looking at this game, it feels like he...
So after h3 exactly. I mean this is just stopping the move bishop g4, and white is concentrating on attacking on e5.
Prophylaxis of attack.
Prophylaxis in the attack, yeah, and bishop b2, knight d7, yeah, and queen to c2. Okay, more traditional way of bringing pieces. So white is preparing rook f2, rook f1, and queen c3, but because after queen c3 the pawn is lost. So queen c2, bringing the rooks, and queen c3.
Can we just move back just before the move bishop b2?
Yes.
Instead of bishop b2, can we play rook a2?
Of course.
Yeah, this is...
yeah, anytime we can play this move. This is a good maneuver. Bringing the rook to f2, or maybe g4, rook g2, yeah?
Yes, this is what we were discussing.
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
But okay, yes, you were saying bishop d2, bishop queen c2, more traditional.
Yeah, and then, queen c3 is the threat. Also doubling the rooks, also might be also knight h4 one
Makes
day.
a lot of sense, of course.
Yes, no, basically queen c3 is a threat, and how black can protect the pawn. I don't know if black can. Maybe black should play against the pawn c4. Let's say bishop a6, queen e2.
Because don't forget, we started from Nimzo, and
yes,
this is one of the main ideas.
And now maybe something like queen e7. and black stops knight e5, and also black stops the move knight h4. So bishop a6. And here probably white should change a little bit his plan and play knight h4, because the bishop doesn't protect the square f5 anymore, and followed by knight f5, maybe g4, queen g2. Yeah, this is this. Yeah, so Misha should be flexible here. So the threat is queen c2, but if bishop a6, now queen c2 gives nothing because queen e7.
But then knight h4.
But then knight h4 here, yeah. Knight h4 is very important because bishop is far from the square f5. And let's say knight b7. Maybe just rook takes f8 first. Knight takes, just bringing the rook, and then knight d6. Yeah. So also, well, black also can improve his pieces. Yeah. Once again. So bishop a6, knight h4, and knight b7. If black is in time with knight d6, and then knight, I don't know.
Okay, you can go bishop e2, bishop, or not? No, sorry.
I thought it's queen f4 winning a piece. I mean, not winning a piece, but forcing knight a5. But queen a4, maybe rook f1, knight d8. No, but this looks ugly. Yeah, maybe queen a4 first. I mean, winning a tempo, this tempo,
shaking, yeah?
Yeah, because if knight a5, then you just lost the tempo, yeah? You can just continue to play on the king side. If you take on b8, then you cannot play knight b8. And if knight b8 directly, then just take on f8.
Oh.
Yes, so queen a4, yeah? Queen a4 in this scenario. So black is not in time to bring the knight to d6. Yeah, this is a very important moment. Because if black manages to bring the knight on d6, it's holdable, yeah? Black's solid.
But also there could be ideas of taking after knight h4, knight b7, also ideas of rook f8.
Then knight takes f8.
And then queen c3, and then knight backs, yeah?
Queen c3, yeah, maybe knight d7 back, and if
yes.
And if knight f3, now knight d6. And if you take everything then trade, then pawn c4 is under attack.
Yeah, this is losing an advantage.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right, yeah.
So bishop a6, then knight h4, and there is this queen a4, very important resource.
So bishop a6 has not just played, yeah?
No, I think black is thinking. And, yeah, but look at the time difference once again. Yeah, Misha is only 15 minutes, and Pranav is 35. Yeah, okay. Once again, we have this big time difference.
20 minutes. Wow.
15. Misha is 15
yeah,
minutes. 20 minutes difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot.
You know, it's too much, yeah. And about time difference, of course, we have also the third board. Let's probably move on to the second just to check how they are doing, and then we will go to Fujairah, who is the one who is struggling the most on the clock.
And he did play bishop c1.
Ooh.
So Tabata Bain knows the classics, yeah, the classical games. Bishop c1, bishop is very well placed here, defending the pawn on b2. On e4 is not a weakness anymore. White wants to leave the rook. And after rook b4, rook e3, actually, everything happened. Queen c6 and queen e2, attacking the pawn on a6 and at the same time defending the pawn on e4. Rook c4 and bishop to d2 back, yeah? So now probably white's threat is to play b3 and to win the pawn. Queen b7, b3, rook c6. And this is the current position. Okay, white got a little bit of advantage. If white manages, let's say, the pawn on c4, yeah, to play, that will be even bigger. But now maybe white can just play the move like, can white a little bit play for attack?
Oh, why not? Yeah, rook h3, threat, bishop h6.
Exactly. And
threat by threat.
Threat by threat, exactly.
King h8.
King h8, and maybe how to continue? Maybe rook a4, just defending the pawn a4. And maybe one day we play knight d5, takes on d5, and bring the rook to another rook to g4.
I like it.
Well, yeah, maybe bishop h6 and queen to d2, knight d5. I mean, some ideas, yeah.
I like
Here,
bringing the rooks on the
yeah, first we bring the rook to the
ranks,
third
yeah.
and then the fourth rank, yeah, with the other rook. Okay, so I think that Amin Tabatabai got a small advantage,
And rook a2 was
rook
played.
a2, not rook g3, yeah? Rook a2,
Oh,
probably white wants to,
he's supporting the pawn on c2. No.
yeah, probably white wants to play maybe queen d3, move the knight a4 and maybe c4. So he tries to play for a more positional idea. You have to improve his structure to play c4. Okay, it's a possible idea. It's a possible idea.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, this current position. What can Andrew do?
Bringing the bishop. Bishop d8, bishop d6, bishop d4. Imagine the bishop on d4 here.
Oh, that would
So
be
it's
just
just-
an amazing
yeah.
piece.
And probably here after rook bishop d8,
Now
now
rook g3.
now rook g3, or maybe wait for the move bishop b6 first. Then the bishop will be
Out of the.
yeah. Yeah. The bishop can't come so easy to defend. Okay, or let's try this to do it immediately. Rook g3,
King h8.
king h8, and
Queen d3, yeah?
and queen d3. Yeah, defending everything. Probably black doesn't want to bring the bishop here because knight d5. Knight takes d5, pawn takes d5. Rook c5, c4.
c4, yeah, just.
Finally, yeah, white got
And the
this.
pawn on b3 is defended by queen, rook.
Yes, and yeah, and this is probably good for white because black's pieces are misplaced. Okay, and bishop d8 was played, by the way. Bishop d8 was played by Hong Andrew. Okay, so what else do we have? Do we move to board number 3?
Let's
just to
quickly
see?
go
Yeah.
there and see.
Oh, so many. Okay. So what happened here? Actually, everything that we predicted after bishop f5, rook d1, bishop f6, bishop c5 takes a knight e4. We had this position or something very similar. Takes the pawn on d3, g6, queen c4, double attack, bishop d4, bishop e4. But you know that here we might see a draw in a couple of moves. Look, takes, and knight d4, trading everything, and this is just draw.
And then this time difference didn't play such a
Yeah,
huge role.
exactly.
But we have some updates from the board 5. Let's move on there. Michal Sarin against Zhu Jiner.
Wow.
Something is going on.
So after rook a2, just rook e8, defending the rook, bishop d6, and bishop takes f6, pawn takes, knight g4, and e4, yeah?
Ooh.
Now, not only the queen side is in danger, but now the king is also in a...
Look at this, the pieces are pinned to defend the knight on a6, and Michal is using this opportunity to create an attack on the king side. I mean, this is so smart.
e5.
And now square on f6.
Now bishop e7, probably this is the only move to guard the square f6.
Queen is 3.
No, knight
f3.
I think anyway knight f6.
Knight f6.
You just jump, you give this pawn. Okay, black is forced to take. Okay, now...
If you don't take...
If you don't take, then probably knight f3, knight e5, and there. You have to take.
Queen e5 or queen h5.
Check, king to g6 or e7, I don't know. Let's say g6. And
there is h4, h5, there is knight h3.
Yeah, maybe instead of queen e5,
maybe queen h5.
Or knight f3, knight e5. Queen h5, king g7, and black is somehow defending everything. Maybe knight f3, knight f3, knight e5. Knight f3, knight e5, then queen h5.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and let's say if black tries to bring his pieces into play, let's say knight a7, knight c7, probably we trade once.
But yeah.
Trade and some Czech Republic now. King g6 and
knight h4.
Queen d6, knight h4, king c7, maybe queen c6, and bringing the knight or not. And rook a7.
Oh,
This is
rook
game
a7.
over.
Oh my god.
The knight, you just cannot bring the knight. Now threats of knight h4, I mean everything here. Okay, queen g3, knight e5. Okay,
So tough.
it's just game over.
So what is the current position? Let's just to show our viewers. So bishop is on e7. Now we expect knight f6. Now we expect this by Nikhil Sarin. Yeah, what a huge position for Nikhil. I know I have a news. Now we're going to go on a break, but we also have an interview with Alain Pichot, who won the second game in a row. So yesterday he won, today one more time. He's trying to crawl up the leaderboard. So dear viewers, stay tuned for more from the round 8 of the first Fujairah Global Chess Championship and enjoy this interview with Alain Pichot from Niklesh.
So friends, we have with us Alan, who just defeated Grandmaster M. Pranav in just 23 moves. Alan, can you take us to your beautiful game?
Yeah, I'm very happy with my game. I mean, Pranav is a very good player. He was in a very good shape in this tournament, so yeah, for sure I'm very happy with the game. I prepared today just a little bit the Italian, and I was very surprised with the move c5 here, because I think it's very thematic, the idea of c5, but when my opponent is on h3, not on h2. So the main difference, for example, here, if I play, for example, h3 here, c5 is more powerful because c4 is more stronger with the pawn on h3. So I was a little bit surprised with his idea of c5. I prepared a little bit. For sure I expect knight b2 and short castle and a normal Italian for sure, but I check a little bit this position just in case if he wants to play this idea of c5. But it's a little bit unpleasant, but for sure knight a5 is not the move here. I mean, he has to play knight e7, and I remember d4 is good for me, and I don't know here, probably knight g6. Yeah, I think I prepare a little bit this position. Knight g6, d takes e5, and bishop a3. And I think it's better for me, but for sure he has some counterplay and a very risky position, which I think it's his idea. But knight a5, the problem is the knight is so bad in that square. So I think after bishop a2 I have a very good position with the pawn on h2 and the bishop on and the knight on a5. I think with d4 I have a very pleasant position. This position probably it's normal with the knight on e7 or c6, but with the knight on a5 I think it's so different. So he played bishop g4 and d4. I don't mind a pawn. I prefer to open the position. I mean, with my bishop, I think it's very important. So I was a little bit surprised with his idea of e takes d4. I expect something like short castle, for example. I think it's more normal. The position is not good for black, but I think it's playable. But after e takes d4, c d4, bishop d4 and rook b1, I think I have a lot of counterplay, because with an open position with my bishops and the king is wrong on e8, I have a very big threat with h3, for example. So yeah, I think it's very unpleasant to play here with black. Knight d7 was his choice. Yeah, bishop e5, I consider just a little bit this move. I think it's interesting. Queen c2, but yeah, it's better for me for sure. Knight d7. Yeah, h3 it's okay. Bishop f3, knight f3, bishop g7, and here, yeah, knight d4 is the best. I consider just a little bit other options. For example, bishop d2. I think it's also very good for me, but I think knight d4 is the more powerful. And I expect more bishop takes d4, yeah, as the computer recommends here. Bishop d4, queen d4, and probably something like f6. It's very unpleasant to play this position with black, even with the pawn up. I have the bishops against the knights. The king is very bad on e8. It's not possible to short castle with black. So I know it's clear, I mean, not winning, but close to winning if I play it very well. So he chose a takes b5. Yeah, knight f5 probably. I consider just a little bit, but I was a little bit afraid of, for example, bishop e5 and then queen f6, something like that. But that's the reason to choose this one first. And now again, I expect bishop d4 check, queen d4, and something like f6, for example. I didn't consider too much f4 because I thought it's close to winning for me. So bishop f4, and this is the last mistake, knight c6, because loses very very quickly against knight d6. Probably the last choice for him probably was bishop d4, queen d4, f6, always the same. And here my idea was to play rook b5, I think. I didn't consider too much queen d5 here, but I think rook b5 is enough. I have the threat of queen d5, queen f7, and also queen d5, queen h5. The threat on b7, I think it's close to winning for me. So and the last trick was knight c6. It's funny because I saw the same trick. I was watching this idea against knight c4, for example, and I was watching knight e6. So when he played knight c6, was very clear. Knight e6 it's a winning on the spot because it's not possible to move the queen for the bishop and for the pawn on c7. And against f takes c6, queen h5. Against king f8, it's bishop b6 check, king c8, bishop e6 check, king h7, and queen f5 mate. And king e7, bishop g5 is not possible to take because queen f7 is made. And against knight f6, rook takes f6 and just collapse the position because bishop takes f6, bishop takes, king takes f6, rook f1, and it's made with queen f7 against king e7 or king g7, queen f7 mate. So
So is this your one of the shortest game against any top grandmaster?
Probably, I think so. It's not normal winning a game against such a very good player in 23 moves, so I didn't expect that. I'm very happy. He beats me 6 years ago, I think, when he was 13 or 14. He kills me in an open in Vietnam. I remember very well that game. So I'm very very happy for today's games.
Okay, so if I'm correct, this is your back-to-back second win and overall second win in this tournament.
Yes.
So how are you feeling now, just before the final round?
I mean, it was amazing because I made the first 5 games. It was a draw. I mean, I have very few chances in some games, but the 6th against Ivanchuk, I saw it. I told you yesterday the same. I have very good chances even in the final position, and I agree a draw in a position which I I have to play for sure. And then the last 2 games was a dream for me against Adwani and Pranav. So I'm very very happy because they are very good players, and for sure tomorrow the last round.
So 6 draws and then 2 wins.
6 draws in a row and then 2 wins with black and white. So the tournament was very very good for me right now, but for sure I need to play the most important game tomorrow.
Okay, Alan. So I know you need rest also, so you will use this time for your training and rest. So wish you good luck, and we hope to interview tomorrow again.
For sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And welcome back, dear viewers. The action is just heating up here at the 8th round of the first Fujairah Global Chess Championship, and we are more focusing on the Superstars tournament, where we have a lot what is happening right now, because we have only one leader with 5.5 points. All the rest of the group is with 4.5 points, so it's super important to score victories. And now, currently on the board 5, what we see right now, it's Nihal Sarin against 𝐒𝐤𝐻. Both of them have 4.5 points, still a chance to win the event, but we see that Nihal Sarin is the one who is starting the attack. That's what we were discussing before going into the break. Viral, what is new?
Yeah,
happening?
actually, he did go for this pawn sacrifice. Knight takes f6, bishop f6, takes a knight f3 move. Yeah, knight f3 move was was played. King g7 back, knight e5, f6, and knight to d3. This is the current position. Yeah, well, still not easy for black. I mean, despite of, let's say, no direct threats, rook e7 was played. Yeah, still. I mean, you cannot move the knight. I mean, rook e7. Now black wants to move the knight. Yeah, finally, knight c7. And okay, probably white can win the pawn, if I'm not mistaken. Knight b4. And if knight b8, no, knight b8 is not possible. If knight c6, knight takes c6, knight c7, knight takes c6, just winning the pawn. I mean, taking back the pawn. And if rook a7, black is under heavy pin, but I don't see anything concrete. How to use the pin?
Okay, maybe for a moment you don't have to play anything, but knight b4 is a threat, yeah?
No, knight b4 is not a threat because rook
rook is hanging, yeah.
Rook e7. Maybe queen to b7, but also queen b7 not, because probably the pawn on d6 is
maybe
lost.
that's a time for white to play h4, h5.
Yeah, why not? h4, h5, this is a good idea. Always very useful. Let's say king to f7, protecting the pawn. And now black is trying to play queen b7 and knight b8, if possible.
And now so if h5, queen b7, yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, so basically white needs to activate the queen, yeah?
Okay, queen h5, king g7 is forced, and now maybe some other move with the queen.
Yeah, we don't have to. I was thinking, can we have like rook a3, rook a2, queen d1, queen a1? It takes too long. It takes g4.
By the way, just if we go back to the position instead of h4, I just realized something. So if we take everything on e6, and take on e6, there will be a checkmate on a1.
There will be a checkmate on. Yeah, exactly.
I just thought maybe we can win the pawn on e6, but it's not working.
No, actually, white is pawn down. So even if winning a pawn, this is might be not enough to win the game. So h4 check this, and maybe actually I was not joking about rook a3. Followed by rook a2, queen d1, queen a1. I mean, if queen b7, now black is intending to take on b4. Maybe a move like knight d3 now. And once again, black cannot move the knight because knight c5.
This looks like some Zugzwang.
Yeah, exactly. The knight f4.
Oh no! After this bishop b7, bishop a6 idea, knight is just trapped on a6. It cannot go back from the square. Yeah, it's like a prison.
Yeah, exactly. So rook e7 and Nihal Sarin is thinking, okay, probably knight b4 is a good idea, but it's probably not the only one. By the way, can white win the material by knight c5? Rook a7 is not possible, but knight c7, yeah? Maybe nothing wrong with black's position.
Maybe just
fine. Because rook a7, just take rook a7, actually no threats.
So knight maybe has to stay on b4, targeting.
Yeah, exactly. So knight, rook a7, knight b4. So if black plays now knight c7, then just knight takes c6. Yeah, this one we
had.
Yeah, we had this one. And if black plays rook a7, then we have this h4, and white is much better. Okay, so Nihal Sarin is thinking,
And while he's thinking,
Yeah,
we have results.
We have a result. Yeah, we have an readers group on board 3, a draw between Jose Martinez and Sanan Sugirov. So not so many moves played. Actually, around here it was clear that probably the game will end in a draw soon, and this is actually what happened.
This is very interesting game, very interesting time usage by Sugirov, but still a draw.
Yeah, still a draw. Okay.
And that is a good news, you know, for whom? For Pranav.
So in case that he wins the game,
or if he draws,
nobody can catch him. Yeah, this is important. But I wasn't the playing hall, and I saw the game. So I think Mishra is.
Let's go to the board one.
Much better.
Let's go there.
Yeah, let's go there. Let's not discuss. Let's see the position, and we have the game. Yeah, Mishra.
Yes.
And wow.
What happened?
I don't believe there was a bishop on c6, white bishop on c6.
Yeah, I also saw that position.
I don't understand how this could happen. So this we left here after queen e7. No, not on bishop e6, but queen rook e8, bishop c2, bishop a6, knight d2, bishop a4. I thought that this position white is much better here, but rook d8.
Bishop b7 now.
Bishop a4 back. Okay, this is correct decision to keep the bishops. A6 intending to play b5, and now.
Oh, he traded the bishop.
So probably he didn't want to allow the move b5. Then the bishop will be okay. I mean, he took. I mean, trying to play against the pawn e5 takes, rook f1, and queen h4, rook g3, rook is f7 takes, and
this is the current position.
This is the current position, and black clearly improved his position. I mean, I don't know, white probably lost all his advantage.
Suddenly.
Yeah, because okay, you don't have bishop spare anymore. The bishop, the pawn on e5 is solid. I mean, you can't attack. I mean, protected by rook and knight, and bishop on b7 can come anytime back to the game.
And you know why it happened? Yes, the clock.
Time. Yeah.
The time.
Yeah. Yes. So at some point around here, yes. So it's with 14 minutes on the clock. I mean, still the game is super complicated. You don't have time to create like long-term ideas. Yeah, and he starts to play by instinct. Okay, he starts to play fast, and yeah, and this was the probably critical moment. Yeah, I mean, you take this bishop, this knight, but in fact, probably white should keep the bishop after rook f1, b5. Let's say move like bishop b3, bishop c2. I don't know. Just keep the positions, keep the bishop. Yeah, and also it makes sense because black cannot move the knight. Pawn c5 hangs. Yeah, so this was the mistake, and after rook f3, bishop c8, bishop is back into the game. I mean, black can improve this position, let's say, with bishop d7, maybe queen e7, maybe b5, maybe jumping with knight to g5. Of course, white is not lost, but yeah. Now black is the side who is playing for the advantage.
Oh, and also the pawn, right? There's
okay,
an extra pawn.
Let's not forget, yeah. Black is the extra pawn. Wow. Okay.
Suddenly the tables turn now.
Yeah.
And it's Abhimanyu Mishra who has 4 minutes on the clock. In this position, he has to make a decision. We saw this indecisiveness. He went bishop a4 back. Then the next move he takes on d7. If he knows he takes on d7, he would do it instantly. But he was not clear, not sure. And then he saw a6. He started calculating. He gave up the bishop. With this bishop, the advantage was gone for white. And now it's Pranav who is going to be in the forward seat. Basically.
Yeah. So I mean, okay, still it's not easy because all white pieces, I mean, knight, queen, bishop are attacking the pawn on e5. I mean, you cannot create threats because you need the knight to create threats, yeah? But the knight is forced to stay on f7 and to protect the pawns, yeah? Okay, I believe that I mean, white's position is still not that bad, but it's just difficult to play, yeah, because I mean, you had such a nice advantage. I mean, bishop's pair, all the pieces, and suddenly you should just try to find defensive resources. By the way, I was thinking, like, okay, like an idea, let's say, like bishop here and rook takes f7. It's not like to win the game, but maybe in this scenario, white can get long-term compensation. I mean, imagine white takes the pawn on e5, and then you just can retreat the knight back and then push the pawns in the center. I don't know. Let's say queen to where to move the queen to h5. I missed this. Okay, queen h5 still, maybe queen c3.
Still putting pressure on.
Oh, I just missed knight e5 and queen f4.
Oh.
Takes queen f4. Yeah, so how do you protect the pawn? Probably you don't, you have no, queen f6. Queen f4, knight takes g5 check. Yeah, so probably here something like queen c3, king g8, knight takes e5, and hoping for, let's say, queen to g3, bishop c3, move the knight back and push the pawns. But this is probably not enough, and in the game, Misha just retreated his rook back to f1, yeah? Imagine, rook was on g3 attacking, and next two moves you play rook f3 and rook f1 back. So it is clear that now black is just a pawn up and trying to find like ideas to continue the game.
To continue the game and try to convert that extra pawn into some advantage. And the moves of Abhimanyu Mishra are also showing that he's indecisive, playing rook f1. I mean, of course, he's preparing some moves, but it's a passive move, definitely, and it's also a prophylactic move. We see that now everything changed. But let's move on to the board too, because there something interesting happened. The pawn on h6 is gone.
Wow. Okay, so around here we saw this rook a2 maneuver, bishop d8, rook g3, everything that is at king h2, just a prophylactic against. 1 second. Yeah, bishop h6, rook c3, rook g7, king h8, probably not enough. So king h2, bishop d4, and now knight d5.
And now there is double attack. Knight f6, bishop h6, and if you take on d5, pawn takes.
Oh. This is the intermezzo.
I thought takes on d5. Because the pawn on c2 would hang.
And black played the move g6, but why not knight f4?
Okay, let's try to calculate. Rook g7.
Yeah, king h8.
Now queen g4. Rook h7 is a threat. Rook h7, queen g7, checkmate.
And knight e6 probably doesn't change so
queen
much.
Queen takes e6.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant.
The queen is on b7, yeah.
Brilliant. And can black try to save this one? Probably not, yeah?
Maybe there's...
Just maybe take f3.
Yeah, maybe eliminate one pair of rooks not to create...
Yeah, and f3,
activity,
yeah. It's just a pawn up. Plus the king is just why just push the pawn h, yeah.
Cut,
yeah. Okay, so g6 and white won a pawn. Rook c3, yeah, otherwise c4 is coming if you play like rook c5. Rook c3, rook takes, and bishop to d2. Force the move to rook, the rook to move. But a6 also hangs in some variations, okay? Let's say rook c8 and c4, queen b3. And queen d5 is a threat. Maybe move like queen d3, queen d5, c3, queen b3. What is the move here? Okay, queen f3, probably nothing wrong with the move.
I mean, it looks normal.
Yeah, and also white is threatening to play c4 next.
Defending b3, very important.
Yes, exactly. And c4 next, and okay, it's just a pawn up and good chances to convert. So bishop to d2, rook moves to c8, and queen f3, pawn up for Tabata Bay. Very strong play.
Do we see any compensation or anything what black can try to use?
Well, let's try.
Okay, so can black, let's say, play rook c5? And how do you protect the pawn d5?
And there is of course queen a6, but you have to calculate this.
I was thinking again to play for a trick, sorry. d4,
Ah.
rook takes d5, and c4 trapping the rook.
Yeah.
But of course,
Here probably rook b5.
rook b5, then c4,
Again,
same result,
same
yeah,
story.
same story. And if rook c8, then c4. I mean, maybe it's even a better version of that line.
But
So,
yeah, so great.
so
It's
no,
great.
queen takes d5 is to calculate.
Oh yeah, rook is hanging on
Because
it.
now this rook hang, yeah. And okay, I don't know, queen moves like queen d3. Oh, sorry, not queen d3, not here. Rook a6, rook c2, yeah. Taking on c5.
Taking on the, you have to calculate this line. Take on d6 or c6, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Takes, and now white
Maybe
is
takes on d6.
taking on d6, queen to
Queen d5, queen a6.
queen d5, queen a6, yes.
Queen a4 maybe.
Queen a4 from there, yeah. Maybe just c3. Bishop is forced to move the bishop. Bishop is forced to move. Queen takes e5. White is 2 pawns up, by the way. White will be 2 pawns up on that position, and also one of the pawn is just very close to promotion. So not easy, not easy. Bishop
Not easy
d2
at all, of course.
and c4. So good chances for Tabata Bay, I mean, to win the game.
Now let's move on to the board 4, where we have Brandon Jackson again, Aydin Suleiman Lee, and it was Brandon we were talking about who is trying to create an advantage because there will be this hanging pawns which he can try to use.
And b4 was played.
Your idea, yes, is
c4 and bishop f5. Yeah, so one more time. If black takes on before bishop, queen d2, c4, bishop f5, rook d8, and queen c3. Okay, apparently not the best move, but okay, it's still white is much better. Yeah, keeping the bishop. Knight c6, bishop a4, nice maneuver. Knight e4 trading, rook c1, g4. Okay, black is trying to complicate the position, otherwise you just lose.
The hook.
Yeah, the famous hook. Knight d2, precise move, and probably this is the end. Rook e7, and white can take knight takes c4, and that's it. I don't know.
Yeah, looks like, I mean,
Knight takes c4.
what do you do?
Taking this pawn. Okay, queen g6, maybe this is a chance.
But here, I mean,
Bishop takes c6, take on h3, yeah? Bishop d5, rook d5. Okay. h4, then the knight hangs. Okay, let's try this. Bishop takes c6, pawn takes g3, and this is suddenly not easy.
Oops.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so maybe you have to play knight d2.
Here knight d2, and if black takes on h3,
then g3. So then
So
no.
taking the square e4 under control, yeah. So takes and g3. Yeah, but black can play here knight e5. It's a playable position. So once again, yeah. Okay, can white play h4? Then black takes the knight, yeah.
Bishop c2.
Bishop c2. Queen g5.
Queen g5. Then maybe some knight.
Oh, then h4. It's an important tempo.
Nice.
And knight to b6, I guess.
Yes,
I don't know.
and now knight is hanging on c6.
Yeah, and suddenly no attack.
Okay, we found it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
good.
Yeah. So this is the position. Okay. Desperado try with g4, and just now white need to be precise in calculation.
He just has to calculate all these lines. Yes,
Yeah.
and he has also time. Twice more than Suleiman Lee, 13 minutes now on the clock. For Suleiman Lee, only 6 minutes, and big trouble right now. Will he survive this time? We will see.
I don't believe it will be too much.
But let's move on to the board 5, where we have, by the way, not only top-seeded Niklesh playing against the only woman player in the tournament, but also the lowest seeded player in the tournament, because Fujairah has the lowest rating in the Superstars tournament.
Yeah,
but of course,
but she's number one, if we can say number one in the world. I mean, female player.
yes, exactly.
So what?
Especially after this performance, she's
Yeah.
having over 2,700 performance. Truly impressive.
So after rook e7, we have the move queen h5 immediately. No knight before, no, yeah, queen h5, king h7, knight f4. Okay, queen g6 threat now, rook g7, rook e1, changing the side of the attack, yeah. Queen to g8. I was just, I was just curious, why not knight c7 here? Knight c7, rook takes a8, and, because knight e6, knight e6 and queen f5 check. Okay, so queen g8 played, g3, just in case, prophylactic, rook g5 and queen to f3. Okay, now the threat is knight e6 or h4 and knight e6, and this is the current position. It's just forced because after knight e7, rook takes. Okay, let's say queen takes. Of course, white can take on e6, but maybe stronger is even to play first h4. Force the rook to move, then knight e6, knight e6, and taking with the check on g5, and then taking on e6. Now this is just.
I believe we have knight c7 on the board.
Yeah.
We have rook a8 incoming. Let's keep probably
Yeah,
for
and then
a minute on
h4,
this board.
and then h4. Yeah, this is the. This is the game over. h4 is important. Okay, probably not only this move wins, but this is important move. h4.
Queen a8 was played.
And h4.
So
yeah.
now Niklesh is turn now.
And he
And
did play
h4 instantly.
Okay.
You know, was he your ex-student? No, no.
Niklesh, no.
Sorry, I missed something. I think with Sokolov somehow I missed. Sorry,
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah.
Because,
No issue. Sokolov is actually he was coach here in United Arab Emirates.
Yeah, that's why I.
For some years, yeah, he was the coach of national team. Then he was coach in the Abu Dhabi club. I mean, replacing me, by the way, when I quit from.
That's why I.
Yeah.
Mixed,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. So rook g6. Okay, interesting try by Georgianir, because rook g6. If you take the rook, which is a mistake in my opinion, king takes, and still, of course, white is winning, but it's somehow defendable.
Yes.
Yeah. But of course, I think that white just should take the pawn, not the rook, but the pawn. Knight takes e6, knight takes e6, rook takes e6, and queen takes f5 is next. Pawn on c6, and now this is game over.
I mean, Georgianir is trying, but okay, it's very tough. Okay, we have this. This is the current position. We expect the pawn to be taken. Niklesh is taking time. He still has a lot, but we have a board where there is no time. And I think let's go to what do you think? First board, because there Bishra has only 2 minutes.
Yeah. And after bishop c1, queen h4, bishop b2, he is trying to repeat the moves. And after rook e7, queen g3. Okay. So practically good decision, because there are more chances to survive and opposite color bishop's endgame. I mean, just maybe bringing the king to d3. Yeah, of course, now black is trying to find winning chances, maybe just taking on g3, king g3 and b5. I don't know if immediately probably is not, I mean, black shouldn't rush here, but let's try. b5, and I think rook c1. Yeah, and here probably black start to regret about.
Yeah, because you cannot really push forward and you cannot take on c4.
Yes, exactly. So of course, I mean, you can just improve the position by playing bishop e8, bishop g6, and then white's rook will be passive on e1 if you protect. If you go king f3, probably rook f7. Okay, probably rook f3, king f3 is I know, then check. Okay, so now, yeah, and if white defends passively like rook e1, bishop g6, of course it's very hard to make progress here for black, but still black is pawn up. Black is pawn up. Black can bring the king maybe to d7 and try to play b5 at some moment.
Yeah, it does make a lot of sense, of course.
Maybe knight e8, knight f6, bringing the king to g6, and then try to d5. So it is clear that black is playing for the win here, especially the time difference and the position of the pawn now. So all the advantages, time and pawn.
Yeah, of course, there's still, okay, the trade of queens happened just now, but yeah, what I want to say, of course, there is still, there's still this pawn structure, which can play a role. That's why computer is not saying it's completely winning for black, because there are still chances for white to try to put pressure on it, but definitely white is black is very comfortable here, and just going to try to find the ways to convert this endgame. But this is not something what Vishra wanted to see. Recall yesterday's game, he's missed in the time trouble. Exactly the same thing happening today. Low on the clock, and he's missing it. Okay, we have a result, by the way, on the board 5. Fujairah loses to Niklesh Saren. Niklesh Saren wins the game, and the last move was, yeah, rook e6. Okay. After a couple of moves, she resigned. And it means, by the way, I just checked, Niklesh Saren did not have 4.5 points. He was put up against Fujairah, so now he has 5 points only. Right?
Yeah, five points, yeah.
And it means he's half a point behind Pranav, and Pranav hasn't finished his game yet. So he's trying to catch up. But if Pranav wins today, he will not be able to catch him. Niklesh Saren will not be able to catch him.
Yeah.
Top seeded player.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have first decisive result.
Yeah. I want to move to silence game because it was also positioned with
Let's go. I will put board
with hanging pawns. Yeah. But silence sacrificed a piece. I saw it in a playing hall, and I just want to show the moment. Yeah, we left around here, and h5 he played, and knight takes f2.
Yeah, I saw the moment with queen on e3.
Yeah. So take, sacrifice, and c4. Yeah, because it is. Well, okay, this c4, I mean, black is trying to open up his bishop, queen a2 takes, going to endgame, yeah? And h4, knight h1, and bishop f4. Interesting play by Salim. Yeah, but somehow with the last few moves, white managed to improve his position. After rook c3, especially this move, rook is probably going to f3. White can also is threatening to take on d3. No, I think somewhere Salim lost the way. So here it was after c4, maybe not even c4. Yeah, it's so complicated. I don't know. I thought that the sacrifice is just giving black strong attack, but in fact it's not so simple. After king f1, there is no concrete threats. Yeah. So he went for the endgame, which apparently here the compensation is enough. And bishop d5, yeah, according to machine, is not the best. Maybe taking on b3 and bishop a4, I don't know. It's very hard to say. Yeah, maybe this is the way of continuing. And he played the move, which is not that forced, after bishop d5, knight g3, defending the bishop on e2, which is very important. Bishop f4 attacking the knight and rook c3, this cool move. And everything is protected now. And white can slowly convert his piece, yeah, his piece up.
Yeah, and you have to do something with black because pawn on c4.
Yeah, so white wants to take on c4. Taking on b3 now is not the same. White can take on b5 first, yeah, trading bishops, and then taking on b3.
Now it's different. There is not coming with a tempo.
Maybe knight b6, you know, and if white takes on c4, after d takes c4, now knight is coming to a4 or d5. This might be very strong. So probably white shouldn't take on c4. Maybe I'm playing a move like bishop c1, defending everything here around the king. Okay, so it's interesting sacrifice.
Black is not winning as I thought, so it's just now the end game, and yeah, and okay, it's hard to say, but white is better.
Okay, let's move back probably to the board. For this, let's go to board 2 maybe. Because
Yes.
board 1 we were just checking recently.
And Amin Tabatabai after bishop d2 managed to improve his position with queen f3, the move that we mentioned, and f5 and c3 first, okay. And if queen takes b3, then rook takes a6 and c4, yeah. So,
very nice.
Yeah, now it's a pawn up. Okay, some chances maybe for black if black is trying to use this king side pawns, playing against the f2 pawn, but it's hard to do this because always should keep an eye on pawn a6. You cannot activate the queen.
The pawn is a pawn.
The pawn is a pawn. Yeah, it's just a pawn up. In the worst scenario, white can play the move bishop e3, trading the bishops and trying to convert the pawns slowly. Yeah, it's a pawn up.
Yeah, bishop goes back to d4. Let's go forward to board 4 because there is Suleiman Lee playing under seconds on the clock. I've just realized that he has only always around 1 minute on the clock.
And so knight c4 was played, good. And bishop c2 was played, okay. Queen e6 and takes in on g4. And white black cannot take the knight.
Because rook takes
d8 and bishop f5, but
or
queen
first
c6.
Bishop f5.
Rook takes d1. Rook d1 back and the bishop is hanging.
Wow.
Okay.
Very beautiful. Okay, let's show it.
Yes. Now bishop f5. First or we take? No, we don't
first,
take. Yeah.
First, because we don't give square on
exactly. Yeah, and if black moves the queen, then we take and take the bishop. And if take on d1, rook takes d1, and the bishop is lost. Okay, very nice and very important, by the way, because this pawn g4 was black's only hope. Yeah, and after h takes g4, the game is over. Queen d3, also precise. Yeah, checkmate on h7. King f8, and this is the current position. 2 pawns up for white. Yeah, and no threats. And no threats.
2 pawns, no threats.
Okay, and can white go for checkmate?
White can try.
Yes. If queen g4, okay, we trade the queens. Okay, we trade the queens and we say thank you.
We can take first on h6.
Oh, yeah, I missed that one. I just want to demonstrate it.
Okay.
I just blundered the bishop.
Ah.
Okay, then from a4. From
Yes.
more is just simpler, yeah. And the game is over.
Yeah.
And if queen h7, how black can defend? Oh, sorry. Yeah. Queen h7, queen takes g4. Yeah, we just said. Maybe queen f6. And trying to.
But now bishop f5.
Bishop f5, yeah. No, it's just the game is.
It doesn't matter even what you do. You can trade the pieces. You can simplify the position. You can do anything. You can even keep the pieces on the board. You can create an attack. Anything will just help.
Falls up and no hopes for black.
Yeah, and also no time.
And yeah, 9 minutes against 30 seconds.
So many decisive potential for decisive games. So we have second board, fourth board. Okay, fifth's already finished, and that would mean, I mean, if we will have this, that Amin Tabatabai and Brandon Jacobson will have 5.5 points, and trying to catch up with Pranav.
Yeah.
And okay, which game? Let's go to the board 1. Let's see how the leader is doing and how the game. What are the spawns?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
So after trading the queens, black did play directly immediately. b5 taking. White cannot take back because pawn e4 hangs. Okay, king f3, logical.
Now bishop b5 defending.
Bishop f5. King e3 and c6. So logical play. I mean, black won the second pawn, and black is trying to trade the pawn there. But
the tripled pawn.
But by the way, white played the move g4, which I don't really understand. What was wrong with taking on c6? If bishop c6, knight c4, probably saving. And black cannot take with the rook because bishop takes e5.
The pawn is hanging.
Yes, so how do you improve the position for black?
The problem could be that the pawn e4 is hanging. Bishop c6, knight c4, bishop e4 maybe, or knight
Bishop
knight
knight
e4.
e4 and knight e5. And the bishop moves to b7 and there is pin and still...
Knight is defending the pawn on
and
c5.
pawn is pawn, still pawn up.
Wow.
Okay,
So simplified in favor of black.
And g4, but what is the point? What white wants by this move? Just, okay, let's say black plays a random move, like bringing the king closer to the center.
But also potentially it weakens the f4 square. At some moment, knight can be in the endgame on the f4 square,
Yeah, also,
targeting h3. So not
can
so
I
clear.
can I just make a draw by this?
Oh.
Bishop takes, knight c4. Actually, but now I got the point. Why not immediately a4? Because c takes d5, I think. And now if take this, then I have superstructure.
Superpower.
Superpower. Look at this.
Oh my
Look at
god,
this
5 pawns.
formation.
I was even failing to calculate correctly how many pawns are there.
Yeah, and if you don't take the bishop, of course you don't take the bishop. I mean, after a4, you take on d5, then this square might be important in some variations, like I'm bringing that. I don't know exactly. Yeah, this might be.
He's
And
preparing this.
yes, and after g4, if black plays a random move like any move, like king f8, then a4.
Let's
and
try
then,
to look at it. King f8.
Yeah, a4. Now black does the same.
Now black, by now it can
Take, and and there is no check on f5, and bishop a4, just knight takes c4, and probably trading everything, eliminating, and this is draw because of opposite color bishops. And
yeah, because the problem is, I think, for black cannot defend both e5 and c5. That's the biggest problem.
Yeah, so this is probably his idea. Okay, g4, interesting idea. Interesting
Wow.
idea. I couldn't understand immediately the move g4, but okay, from some let's say calculation, you can guess his point. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. And maybe let's go back to the board number 4. Let's see where Jacobson is facing Suleiman Lee. What new is there? Because again, Suleiman Lee is low on the clock.
And he played the move bishop a4, and I was just trying to understand if taking, queen takes, rook takes d1, rook d1, queen c4. How white wins here, or maybe anyway taking.
There was a check. Oh no, there was no check on h6.
So taking, and if rook takes d1, bishop takes d1 might be, and everything is protected.
Oh wow!
Couple of pawns up. But if black changes the move order and oh sorry, and after taking on e3, queen on e3 takes queen g4, then queen h6 hangs. Okay, and then rook d8 is bishop c6, game is over. So after bishop a4, black played the move bishop b7. This is the current position. Okay, queen f5. If you don't want to calculate on this position, just play queen f5.
Yeah, just trading the queens.
And you say, okay, enough. I mean, 2 pawns up. I switch to converting to technique. I mean,
yeah, no need to have this dynamic position.
Exactly.
Yeah, with some chances.
Exactly. So queen f5 and this.
And it's also not easy to see what to play for black.
Just nothing to resigning. It's 2 pawns up, better structure, better pieces.
Better everything.
And time. Okay, so Jacobson is very close to win the game.
He playing the move. What did he do?
To stop.
I think he played queen f5, by the way. I think it is on the board. Let's get confirmation.
Stop inside in luck.
Yes.
You cannot be so lucky, yeah. I mean, saving so many games.
Yes.
So queen f5 is played,
and now, by the way, half a minute only for Suleiman Lee. So let's try to see what he is.
Yeah, queen f5.
playing.
He took on d3. Okay, here.
He took.
Take trading. I mean, any move. Okay, rook d8. Probably this is the technique, because now you are forced to move your knight back, and knight takes e3. Total domination.
Yeah. 2 pawns are 2 pawns, and they're
Yeah, it's just nothing to.
just too big power in the endgame.
And everything is protected. Look at white's position. The knight on e3 just protects the potential checkmate on g2, pawn on g2, and
I like the position.
okay, yeah, it's and
What about the second board?
yeah, let's go to second board because here is everything is already clear. Okay, so we had the position after c4, bishop d4 back, bishop e3, trading the bishops. So queen b3, rook a6, okay, queen e3, f4, queen f3 back, king g7, queen to g4. Okay, rook f8 and f3. So white plays f3 just to eliminate any counterplay. Black was trying to play maybe f3 to have this play against the king, and white just played f3.
Just not to allow anything.
Nothing, yeah. Rook f6, okay, this is a good move because now queen is misplaced. And we
And
have.
board for finish, we have this result. Wow.
Okay, so then Jacobson is 6 points?
No, 5.5.
5.5.
Sorry.
He won the game.
5.5 had Pranav.
Yeah,
and he had 4.5. One
yeah,
point. So
5.5.
5.5 right now.
Yeah, okay, so
He for a moment he catch up with
yeah.
Pranav.
Yeah, but for now is still one game to play.
Of course.
And yeah, so we have 2 games, yeah. Board 1.
So friends, we have with us Alan, who just defeated Grandmaster M. Pranav.
Also, I just checked to see if they played against each other, and they did. They played a draw in round 6. Brandon Jacobson played a draw against Pranav in round 6. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, and this position of rook f6, wow, Tabatabai played in a.
And wait a second, and even if Tabatabai wins, he also played against Pranav already. So neither, if
even with Nikhil Sarin, he played with Nikhil Sarin in round 1. So yeah, it's not easy to predict his opponent. Yeah, his opponent in the last round.
Yeah, he played in so many top players. He played Nikhil Sarin, then he played Iturizaga, Suleiman Lee, Sugiro, Jose Martinez, Jacobson, Tabatabai, Mishra.
Everyone from the leaders group. Yeah.
Everyone. Okay, Henry Hong, but okay, Henry Hong is losing.
Yeah, and b4, very strong move played by Tabatabai. No more weakness. I mean, if black takes this pawn, then rook takes a6, and probably checkmate will happen soon. Okay, b4, so white is very close to convert the advantage. I mean, Tabatabai is once again, yeah, he's one of the few players that I know that after losing a game, he's immediately coming back, yeah, with a victory. So this happened in round 1, and now once again he lost yesterday, and now he is playing very strong game, and just wow, outplaying Hong Andrew. I mean, b4. Actually, no chances to save this one.
e4 was played.
e4.
Yes, this was played. Fe4 and f3. Now this is current position on the board.
Okay, kind of desperado, yeah. We have this. Black is trying. Okay, by the way, this is a try. G takes f3 and queen takes b4, yeah. Okay, what would be the, let's say, the most precise way of. Maybe white can sacrifice this pawn. e5. Not sure about, but let's try. d5. No, then black gets counter chances, okay? So taking on f3, queen takes b4. Hey, it's a good practical decision for Andrew. Now you cannot take on a6 because queen g2 check, queen d2 check, queen g2, queen f4, and it's probably perpetual. And e5 also doesn't work. So probably white should play something like, I'm not sure about, let's say queen rook to g2, or starting with h4 maybe. Queen takes c4 and rook g2, playing for h5 idea.
Opening the king.
Yeah, and yeah, because you don't have time to
promote.
Yeah, and then h5. Okay, maybe this is one of the idea. And what else? Can white play here the move like rook f2? Rook f2, if black takes on g2, then rook takes f6. This wins. And if queen takes b4, then probably we'll have more or less the same, yeah? So no, so g takes f3 and rook g2, maybe h4, h5. h4, h5. Also white, no, white cannot try b5. Okay, pawn hands. Yeah, this is an interesting try. I mean, of Andrew.
And by the way, VRL, I want to suggest take a sneak peek from the board 7.
Yeah.
Because there I was keeping an eye on this board, and there was always equality. But now in the last moments, I don't know, somehow evaluation bar just dropped. I mean, it was,
yeah.
I don't know at which moment exactly it was, but it was still.
Okay, yeah, this one. And here
Yeah,
white
exactly.
decided to play b3 and bishop takes a3. What did white miss here? Rook a1 probably. And he missed the move bishop b4, I believe.
Oh.
And the rook hangs. And
But
yeah,
it's
otherwise.
a two-move tactic.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, why do you play b3? I mean, no threats. I mean, you can play any move like here, like rook e2, rook c2.
Okay, what about b3, bishop a3, pawn takes on c4, bishop c1, bishop
and
c1,
and d takes c4, attacking the bishop, and then rook takes d4, and
oh.
rook
Oh,
and three pawns for 2 pieces.
You see it and you don't go there.
Yeah, and and maybe he missed also this intermezzo. But okay, this is not already so important. Also, black would play here knight d6. And it's a pawn up, and now it's a pawn up for black. And black is converting.
Yeah, so just to highlight to our viewers, this is Nicolas Theodoroi from Greece playing against Alexander Donchenko from Germany. So some big chances now for Alexander to win. With how many pawns, by the way, he has 2?
Yeah.
2 extra pawns.
And by the way, e5 is lost, and also b5 might be also losing. Now, so black is just completely winning here. Black is just completely winning. I don't believe this game will last long, very long.
Okay, let's go then back maybe to board 2. I think it's more eventful for a movement.
Yeah, and actually, he went for position and he played the plan that I said, which is just with h4 and
oh, exactly the same.
Yeah, okay, this is somehow the most practical plan. I don't know, I'm not sure this is the best. And by the way, after queen c4, maybe not only rook g2, but also white can play the move rook to b2.
Oh, and then bring it to the
bringing to the yeah.
But you have to be always careful about the perpetual.
Exactly. So maybe rook g2 is safer. King is safe, and white just pushes here, and then.
Great idea. What is going on with Pranav on board 1? Let's see. How is Abhimanyu Mishra is also doing? Oh. Okay, we have many moves.
Yeah, so taking, and rook to b7. Okay. And knight e4, c3. I think what happened here, I mean, it's after white clearly improved his position. Rook f7, king g3, bishop b5. Black is still pawn up, but white is very active, and also pawn d5 might be now. Yeah, next move is bishop b4 maybe. Okay, already white can make draw probably by bishop takes e5. Okay, bishop d7. Even this one might be a draw, yeah? So bishop takes e5, bishop takes e6, and now just retreating the bishop to c3.
Oh, and then you just take.
And then just taking king f7, we take everything, we take bishop g7, and then. So this is draw. Yeah, after knight e6.
This is the current position now.
I think that white managed to save the game.
Oh, truly impressive.
Okay, if knight b6, I was just trying to play for rook e5, knight d5, but even this one is dead draw. I mean, how, rook c5, and
give check, rook,
giving check, yeah, of course, and rook a8.
And maybe rook somewhere on the rook c8 and rook c7 threat.
Yeah, and then h4, I mean h4. Okay, you cannot lose this one with
No, you
opposite
cannot,
color
of course.
bishops.
Okay, looks.
And what was played? Rook to e8. What is the idea?
Rook is defended.
Yes, and how does it
Wait.
help?
There was bishop on d7. Sorry. Mm, wait. So knight takes e5.
Knight takes, and it was played in king f7, I think. Yeah, and king f7, and no, king f7 or bishop d7 now, or maybe bishop c4, threatening bishop takes d5. And probably white is still, I mean, black is still playing for a win in this position.
What about rook f5, bishop d5, and knight fc7, rook e3, king f4?
Oh, that's a little bit of calculation. Then rook f3 check, king f2. King f2 is a double attack. King f2 is a double attack. And
we have, by the way, king f3 was played. So after
bishop c4, king f4.
Sorry, king f4.
And bishop takes d5. Knight takes g7 works.
Oh yeah, knight g7.
Works.
What is this pawn endgame, by the way?
It's probably draw because white is in time to play h4, g5. Yeah.
Oh.
This is draw. This is draw. Rook takes e5, king e5, king g7, king d5, king f6, and here very important move h4. It's the only move to make a draw.
In time.
And yeah, you can do anything. I mean, okay, even there is no g5, I just go king c5, king b4, and when you play king e5, there is g5.
Oh, amazing save by Abhimanyu.
Yeah.
Of course, he was pushing first.
Yeah.
It's hard to say that he saved, but yeah.
Yeah, so king f4. By the way, can black play this intermezzo? No, intermezzo, then king e4 and king d4.
And now
So
maybe
here
white
bishop
will
takes
try to push
d5. No,
forward.
bishop d5 is the only move here. By the way, if black plays a move like any move,
a5,
then king e4 and white is better. Is what I think. Of course, it's not so simple. It's not so simple. Maybe bishop b3. Yeah, still. Yeah, this pawn is fast. It's quite fast. Knight c5, rook e5. Let's say king e5. Yeah, and this is probably draw. So once again,
bishop d5 was played. It is on the
and
board. And
will we see king g7?
Let's look at this. Let's maybe go full screen on the board just to see final moments because we most likely are seeing them. We have
knight takes g7.
Yeah, knight takes g7. Will he play it?
Okay, 1 minute is just enough to calculate this endgame.
So friends, we have with us Alan who just defeated Grandmaster.
Knight g7 was played.
Yeah, rook f8 check doesn't change anything. King g3 or king e3, and they agreed to a draw.
Oh, it was very interesting draw from Pranav not playing a move.
Yeah.
But the
okay,
draw
probably
is
it's everything clear. I mean, yeah.
We can summarize this game like I mean, it was definitely very interesting one. Starting from the opening, Abhimanyu Mishra was very ambitious. He got an amazing position against Pranav.
Yeah, we can just see around here it was like a big advantage for white. I mean, c5, interesting idea of pawn sacrifice, and c4. Yeah, and h3, everything here, I would say he got a great position, but spent too much time. And probably around here, yeah, he start missing a little bit of maybe rook f2, rook f1, maybe, I don't know, improving pieces. Also, bishop c2 looks very good idea, but yeah, this was the moment where the game didn't go well for him. It's like bishop takes d7. After that, you are just slightly worse. Okay, anyway, draw is a positive result.
Of course, it is.
Yeah.
It's better than the loss
Yeah.
for both of the players. So let's go back to the board 2. By the way, we have result. Donchenko did win against Nicolas Theodore on board 7. That's the game we were discussing earlier.
And look
what is happening?
Happened. Yeah, exactly. So somehow white missed the advantage here. h5 was played a little bit too early. Maybe just rook g3 first and rook king h. Okay, h5, queen e5 check, king h1, queen g1, king h2 check. And rook g3. So king h3 was probably winning move here. No, king h3 is not
No?
winning, but what is winning here? Rook g3 also not winning. Wow. I don't believe that f4 is winning here. But you know that this might be the move?
Really?
Yes.
No, I cannot believe.
Okay. No.
Okay.
It's too beautiful to be winning. But then, I mean, why this is a winning?
So king h3 is not working.
Rook,
Queen g3, rook f3.
queen g3, maybe queen h5 first. I take that pawn, and why this should be
Rook
winning?
g3.
Rook g3 was played in the game, and
And
it's
not good.
immediately losing all the advantage.
Oh.
And what is the winning? So f4, queen g3 is also not, in the move, because we just take the pawn,
Okay, what about king h1?
king h1, and
If check, then
rook
rook
g1.
g1.
And still, let's say queen c3,
Maybe some h6.
queen d7, maybe just f4.
Ah, now f4, there is no threat.
No threats, yeah. So the correct was to go with the king on channel, rook to g1, to protect this way. White played more logical, rook g3 and king h3, but in fact, after check, probably some checks on the back rank, let's say like queen c1,
And checkmate.
queen h1.
Queen
It's a
h1.
checkmate. It's not simply a check, but
Checkmate.
it could be a checkmate. Let's say if white takes this pawn, then it's a checkmate. Okay, so this is the point. Yeah, not easy, not easy.
Not at all.
Was this played or not yet? No, this is the
We have queen c1.
Yeah, we have queen c1 on the board.
So now, how do you stop it? Do you, I mean, rook g1?
Rook g1 and then queen e3, I believe, and
then no f4. f4 is
No,
hanging
four
and
pawns,
illegal. Yeah. Not
rook g3, then repetition, at least.
Wait a
So-
second. Did he manage to bail out? I mean, I cannot believe it. I think also what Tabatabe, looking at his body expression, he also cannot believe it.
Yeah, but it's time to make a move because he's on seconds only, and he's intending to go king h2. Okay, couple of time repetition is always good idea. But what a chance! What I mean, e4 and f3 sacrificing two pawns. I mean, I like very much Black's counterplay. Yeah, I mean, here
And-
after move of d4, it looks like this position is hopeless. Yeah, and sacrificing two pawns. Wow, this is
It did look
amazing
hopeless.
chance. This is amazing chance.
And we have king h2 on the board, and there is a check, queen b2, and king h1. So he found a way to go
He found a way to go.
to
Okay, good.
h1. But now, apparently, there is something here.
So there is a small difference, and maybe this
Because
one,
queen is getting to e3.
or to h6,
Ah,
maybe,
okay,
or to e3. By the way, you are
because
right.
if f4
You're
takes on
right,
e4,
yeah.
but maybe h6.
No, I mean, I mean, maybe here king g2, maybe like white can steal a little bit.
Queen a1 was played. By the way, wait, not queen c1, but queen a1.
Queen a1 was
But wait,
played.
it's a different story.
And rook g1.
And queen c3, and we have the same position. Tabatabe is still winning. This was a huge mistake. We have the same position we analyzed.
And what was the winning there?
The position which started from queen a5
here
check.
f4 is
King
winning.
h, yes.
Okay.
Yes, just f4.
So he played in the wrong way. So here queen c1, queen h6 was important to give check from c1.
Yes, it was very important to get there.
Okay, it's both players, they are playing on seconds. I mean, it's not easy to understand these finesses. It's like this, that. I mean, it's the queen from there. I mean, it's okay.
Of
And
course,
now,
it's very tough.
and now f4 wins the game. f4 wins the game, and let's see if will Tabatabe find.
I mean, he is in his style. He's shaking a bit, trying to calculate everything. He's trying to see it. Look at this. He's coming closer to the board, trying to see the move, calculating, shaking his head. I believe that he's, I think he found it. F4 is played. It's on the board. Tabatabe is winning. I mean, incredible.
Yeah,
Incredible that he
absolutely.
found this king h1.
Absolutely. And king h1, rook g1. King is very safe here. And after f5, white queens controls everything. Yeah. So no checks. Rook on f6 is passive. Suddenly, white wins. So just f5 and the game is over. So probably Hong missed this move. I mean, for sure, Andrew missed this move. And let's say just a demonstration. Yeah. After queen e3, f5, there is absolutely nothing for black. Absolutely nothing. No counterplay. White is just taking the pawn on g6 next.
Andrew Hong missed this queen c1 and queen e3 earlier instead of queen a1.
Yeah.
But again, he's also on the second. If he can return back to the live position, he will play a move now. What will it be? I mean, has to try something. Yeah, queen e3 is played, but
f5, and he, I mean, did play f5, and that's it.
yeah, we expect the resignation very soon by Andrew Hong. I mean, what a heartbreak for him, finding a way to bail out and then again, and you see he cannot believe it. Andrew Hong just cannot believe this is it. He has half a minute on the clock. He's trying, but he doesn't see a way out.
Yeah,
this is the moment you accept.
Okay, maybe black can try a little bit. I don't know. Okay, let's just push. I mean, losing nothing. Yeah, if you take with the h, let's push more.
He played king f8.
King f8. Okay, pawn h takes probably. Yeah, h takes g6.
And look at his body language. He was like just almost beating the table,
Yes,
like Magnus.
Imagine, yeah, it's.
No, look at this. He was really almost beating the table. Yeah, he cannot believe it.
Okay, here everything wins. Taking with f, taking with h, even queen
Almost.
h4 is the winning move. Queen h4 is not the great. Okay, so h takes.
Okay, let's see what Tabatabai will choose. I think, yeah,
H
he's
takes.
just.
Or f. By the way, f pawn is winning as well.
He's taking with the f pawn on g6.
F, yeah?
This is what has just been played. Yeah, Andrew Hong cannot believe it.
Yeah, there is check on g7, g7 check, queen c8 check. All the threats are there, and it's a game over.
He found a way to save the game, but then time, of course, time pressure. Time pressure is making.
Yeah, once again,
difference.
so many games decided in time pressure in this tournament. Okay, this is this specific time control, yeah.
He plays queen f3
yeah,
check.
but taking, and white can just improve. Okay, there are so many ways here. One of the ways is, I know, I was thinking, no, e5 was too much. Okay, rook g5, let's say, protecting everything. Then e5 is the threat. Maybe king to g2, by the way. Probably this is also.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are just many moves.
Yeah.
Let's see what is Tabatabai going to.
It's very important not to forget about the king in this kind of a game. And he's playing king g2. King g2 is.
King g2 is on the board, of course. Just improving the king.
Rook f4, and now white can play even the move h6. But also, I believe that this king g3 is the right way. Rook takes e4, and
he has the body language
now
of
just
Andrew
activating
Hong.
the king.
Look at this. I mean, he's just so emotional.
Yeah. Basically, you save the game, and
then you lose it again.
Yeah, lose it again. Yeah, and when you just make a slight inaccuracy, yeah, the queen on the wrong diagonal. I mean, it's so hard to spot immediately.
By the way, can we see if the game of Saleh Salem is still ongoing? Just, I mean, we will not go there, but just to see whether there is a result or they're still playing.
They're still playing.
Okay.
And what is this? And first we count pawns, then we count pieces. So pawns are equal, but pieces are not equal. Yeah, just white is a piece up. Okay, the game is over here.
Yeah. Okay, let's go back to the board. I think that's the only game which is still ongoing. So
rook e3, rook f1 check, and that's over. And it's over. And it's over. The next move is just g6. Sorry, king f7, rook g7, then h6 or h6 immediately. And nothing.
Andrew Hong cannot believe it. I mean, look at him. I mean, through heartbreak, watching his emotions. I mean, he's so emotional right now.
But honestly, he was outplayed. I mean, he was outplayed. It was a very nice game for Tabatabai. Okay, he missed in the time trouble. It's easy to miss, but yeah, it was a chance. But I can say that I mean, Black was, I mean, winning, or he got some chances. Okay, just it was a chance to save the game, not an easy one, especially with 30 seconds on the board.
Of course. Yeah.
So yeah, Rook f7, and probably Black is going to resign here because King g8, h6, King h6, Rook h7, and g7, and that's game over.
Yeah, but what a tough game for Andrew Hong. But what an impressive win for Tabatabae. I mean, recalling. I mean, as you were mentioning, he is a player who is bouncing back. He is a player who, after loss, he comes back at the board and he is winning.
Not resigning.
Wait, not resigning yet.
What was that? King g5. Basically, it's a second score sheet. They got the second. They got the second. I thought that it's a move 60, and I thought he's just signing. Yeah, but it's actually he got the second score sheet. Okay, okay. Yeah, he just wants to continue a little bit. Of course, it's.
He wants to use some.
It's
okay, now.
King h4.
What? Okay, it looked like he was about to resign. I think Tabatabae thought he will resign now.
Yeah. Now we play King h4, and what is the?
And will they continue?
And King h4. Okay, can promote.
Yes.
Just checking. Yeah. Is this promotion working? I mean,
is it legal?
Yeah, but no stalemate. Yeah, because you have the pawn on d6, on a6. So imagine no pawn on a6. It's a stalemate.
But
okay.
how do you force?
No, you don't.
Because the king will go away.
No hopes. No.
I think Tabatabae is already angry, looking a bit. Yeah, but I mean, as you're mentioning, it's truly understandable that Tabatabae was dominating the full game. The result is understandable, but and here is resigning.
Okay, so what do we have before the last round? What is the standing?
Yeah, so first of all, we have
very interesting.
The leader with 6 points because he played the draw today.
And we have 2 players just a half a point behind. Tabatabae and Jacobson Brandon.
Yes.
And they cannot play each other, if I'm not mistaken, yeah?
Let's say...
maybe Jacobson and Tabatabae, they can play.
No, they already played again.
There was
a draw. Oh my
really?
God.
So no one, they will not have the direct encounter.
Oh my God.
It will be like, okay, especially very tough difficult for Pranav to find the opponent, yeah? Maybe
because he played so many. He played Jose Martinez, he played Fujairah.
He will play with Donchenko, I believe. He's like the closest.
Or Michal, he played.
He did play, exactly. So probably...
Maybe first round and last round. Let's try again.
Yeah, exactly. So probably Donchenko is the closest. Or Pichot, Alan, might be an option. Okay, so another interesting game. Another interesting day, sorry.
Yeah.
With so many interesting games. Yeah, so all the games actually it's a little bit disappointing for Jujunir, but I mean, it was a game of one mistake only. After Bishop a6, so it was really very hard to
she showed such a great fight, also full game and also all the previous round, and final round will be there. It's important to finish on a great note, and I think it's also important for other players as well in the field. And yes, you're mentioning we have one leader and 2 players who are hunting behind him with half a point difference only. I mean, what a day it was today. We couldn't ask, I believe, for even more action. Yeah, exactly. So final words from you, VRL.
Oh, okay. So tomorrow's round is a morning round, which is very specific, yeah? Not so many players are good in the morning as normal, yeah? I mean, I know...
Tabatabae, by the way. No, Tabatabae...
I know many players, they're playing much worse in the morning, including me, I remember. I lost everything which was possible in the morning. I mean, first place, I mean, the Grandmaster norm and everything. So basically, playing in the morning is very important, is one of the, let's say, skill that you need to have it. I mean, if you want to really to compete in big chess, yeah, in professional chess. And as far as I know, all the players are good in the morning because, again, once again, they are young, which is a very big advantage. Okay, except some players like Sugirov maybe, and who else? Yeah, basically only Sugirov is over 30.
Shankland?
Shankland is, yeah, Shankland, yeah, but Shankland is not in the leaders group.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the rest, they are young, they have energy, they still have energy. So I believe we'll have a fighting game, a fighting day, a fighting morning tomorrow. And I don't know, I would not say that Pranav won the tournament yet. Still, everything is possible.
Of course, I truly agree. And also it matters because I think most of the chess players are owls. So it's also going to be tough for those.
Yeah.
But yeah, as Viral just mentioned, tomorrow is the final day, it's the final round, and the time will be also different. We will be playing in the morning. So at 10 a.m. local time, the games will start. This is made in order to have a prize giving ceremony later on and to have maybe some players will leave already tomorrow. But yeah, I agree with everything Girl you said. It was an amazing game, so many battles, but we are looking forward for tomorrow. It's going to be a final countdown. Dear viewers, we hope you enjoyed today. Tomorrow we will see you here at the same place, but not at the same time, at 10 a.m. local time. Thank you so much for watching. We wish you have a good evening.